Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up? 200 episodes.
Hi.
I want to take a brief second. I want to talk a little bit about this 200th episode and little facts, and then we have some stuff towards the end of the show to kind of celebrate this in a bigger way. So first off, fun fact, with the Game of Thrones coverage, with the interviews of our dads, the special one-off like Nerd Bites and spoiler casts, we have actually done 220 episodes.
Oh, you're just filled with stupid knowledge today, aren't you?
Here's the other fun stuff. I downloaded all the podcast episodes available in the feed, right? All the podcast episodes available in the feed. If you were to listen to all of them, it would take you 8.4 days of straight listening, and it takes up 10.97. I'm going to round up to 11 here, people, and take up 11 gigs worth of data in your phone. So again, 8.4 days to listen all the way through, and it'll take up 11 gigs on your phone.
And if you add all the runtimes for all the Marvel movies together, you get 2,998 minutes. That's true.
It is true.
You told me that.
That's very true.
I'm taking it. It's mine.
Okay, you can do that. Well, listen, it may be 200 episodes. We do have a lot to celebrate. However, there is so much going on in the nerdy world. I think we just need to jump headfirst into this, and we're going to start with the world of comics, see what's affecting TV, see what's affecting movies, but most of all, how is it affecting Brian? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk!
Holy Batman! We may have a new Batman, but we may not really have a new Batman, but we got a new Batman! So Vanity Fair still holding on to the story that Robert Pattinson is cast as Batman for the new movie, The Batman. There's still a couple other outlets who are saying, hey, Nicholas Hoult, still in the running, guys. There's no need to cast out Nicholas Hoult. He's still there.
That wasn't my belly. That was me proper.
So here's okay, go ahead. Give me your thoughts, Josh.
What on earth are we thinking? What the actual fuck is DC thinking?
So, okay.
Casting a sparkly vampire and other shitty roles. Come on, he's not good. He's just not good.
So here, Brian, what was your reaction to this? I haven't actually heard your reaction. I would love to hear it because I've been holding off for days now.
Right.
I want to hear it.
Right, because there was an embargo. Oh, Brian likes it, doesn't he?
No, I don't feel any sort of way about it.
Oh, you're completely indifferent?
I am thinking back in the day.
Which was a Wednesday. Yeah.
It was actually a Wednesday in 2007, 2006.
Oh, you're thinking about Heath Ledger?
Yes. And how much I hated that and how amazing that turned out.
Man, I love that call.
I mean, as much as I want to hold Twilight against this dude, it was...
Twilight's not the only bad thing.
It was years ago.
It's not the only bad thing he's done. He's done bad things since then.
I'm sure. But have you seen anything recently? That's really what I'm more interested in.
No, because I don't watch movies with this dude in them.
Listen, this is very easy to hate. I'm just gonna say, well, we'll see what happens. And when the movie comes out, I'll hate it.
So, Brian's bringing up the valid point. Yes, we all remember when Heath Ledger was there and everyone called him Brokeback Joker, right? And then, oh my God.
Broke Joker. Broke Jack Joker.
What a mistake.
And then we got Affleck, right? And we're like, oh God, Ben Affleck is, anyone remember Daredevil?
No, it just happened to be the best Batman we ever had.
He was a pretty damn good Batman. He was a good Batman. And with Robert Pattinson, yes, we can definitely hold Twilight over him. However, I have been hearing he's been doing good things on these indie films he's been doing. I haven't seen them because they're indie films. They don't get in front of people. But I'm kind of with Brian in the sense of Twilight was how many years ago? It's not him anymore. And obviously any kind of stunt casting or any kind of casting that's been odd with Batman has worked. Like, it's always worked. So I'm just saying that the character and this script and this person and this stuff just seems to lend itself.
The stunt casting has always worked.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Val Kilmer.
Whether you want to... Val Kilmer worked in some regards.
No.
Even the nipple George Clooney almost worked. It was closer than before.
Like, obviously I'll give you Heath Ledger because holy shit. Right. This best villain ever. And I'll give you Danny DeVito.
But you will not give me the Val Kilmer. fine.
No.
I was young enough.
Nor will I give you Schwarzenegger. He was awful.
I disagree because Schwarzenegger knew the movie he was in, and he had a fucking blast, and that's why it works. It's because Schwarzenegger.
I don't think that's how any of this works.
No, that's Schwarzenegger was like, I know the movie I'm in. I'm just going to say the dumbest shit, and I'm only gonna do it once. Please, nice to meet you. This is fun. And that's what he did the whole movie. But I'm okay for this. A lot of people that I've been seeing on the internet, believe it or not a ton of hate. A lot of people coming to his defense.
There's a lot of Batman sparkling.
I am
on
ready.
The internet.
See, man,
Oh, yes,
Oh,
CJ.
Jesus God. Hi, Bane.
I heard your Mr. Freeze impression, and I thought I'd come out to play.
It's been a while since you've been here.
Yes, CJ. I am excited to see my Batman sparkle. It will be so much prettier when I break him.
What do you feel about?
Wondering what will break first? The fan spirit or DC's movie?
It'll be DC's movie first. Then the fan spirit
you're
second.
Very astute there, sir. But this Robert Pattinson has a wonderful singing voice.
I doubt that very much.
I know you wish to be in control here, CJ, but do you really feel in control?
No, God, I never feel in control when it comes to.
Yes, because the fire rises over at Warner Brothers, CJ. I'm going to burn it all to the ground.
Okay. Anything you want to say, babe? It's been a while since you've been here, so
I've said many things. Have you not been listening, CJ?
I have. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate
People
it.
are that kind of nerd.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Is this the man you want running your podcast?
I mean,
He clearly does not listen.
it's been going on for 200. I think I'm
This is
pretty
his
set.
white knight
Okay.
with 200 episodes.
The whitest knight, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
So white, he's reflective, Joshua.
that's very true.
Much like the Robert Pattinson. Very sparkly.
Very nice. The defense of Robert Pattinson has come down to 2 movies, and I'm curious to get your impression on because Josh, I think one of them you would like, from what I've heard.
Is it the prison movie?
Good Time, yeah.
Don't tell me about that movie.
Okay, fine.
Get the fuck out of here with that movie.
I haven't seen it. I've heard. I from what I've
No,
read.
I'm not.
think you would like
I
it.
watched a trailer and I went, "Oh no,
Okay, and the other one's Lost City of Z, but you would hate that because
zombies!"
zombies. So, this is gonna sound so weird coming out of my mouth. I'm ready to give him a shot and let DC go ahead and do this. So, I turn to you, listener, and I say, please tell me what you think about Robert Pattinson. Brian, does he have a nickname yet? You know,
Who?
Batfleck and stuff like that. Does
Robert Pattinson?
yeah? Does Pattinson have a nickname yet?
Yeah, sure. It's Dickhead.
I hate you.
It's Vampire Bat.
Oh. Although, I mean, he doesn't really turn into a vampire bat in the Twilight movies or books. Don't ask me how I know that.
This next topic falls into the category of shut up and take my money. You can now pre-order a Infinity Gauntlet replica, but it's the Tony Stark / Hulk one. Yes, please. I would like
That's
this.
the one you want, right?
Well, I would hope so. The other one
you
will
don't
get your
want the
head and
other
hand
one.
cut off. Right, yeah. Really, really fuck you up. For the low price of $99.99, you can go ahead and get this
shit, it's
pre-ordered.
$100.
It's $100.
Oh, I was gonna buy it, but then you said $100.
It's $100.
I can't justify that. Like, I'm over here going.
Can I actually snap with it on? If
I
I can
will-
snap with it on, I will contemplate it.
I will burn money, and I can't justify buying this because I'm gonna put it on my hand once. My arm's gonna get sweaty, and I'm gonna go, ugh, gross.
And then you're going to leave it on the Kohl's floor to return. And I will swoop in and grab that shit.
According to the description, it emits a slew of film-accurate sound effects when you press the center
Does
infinity
it
stone.
snap?
Each stone pulsates the glowing light when powered on, and I have no idea if you can snap it.
Will it give
Brian.
me like the quickening that they all got?
Yes, I would hope so. If it doesn't, just have someone reach under a table. They'll do that really quick.
Oh, I got you. Oh.
Gross.
Oh yeah, it's gross when I say it. Sure. All right. The item
Yeah,
will
because I have some class when I say that shit, CJ.
The item will be released August 15th, 2019. Brian, if you go to the image there, the way that the guy's holding it, I think you may be able to snap with it.
It does look like the fingers move a bit, but
Looks
there's
like they have a little bit of
no
rotation.
There's no evidence
There's a lot of motility involved in the snapping. It's just
not really. It's just two fingers.
but you got to be able to move them in a certain way.
You have to just run one over the other.
But you got to be able to do a little duckbill thing, like you got to do that first. Then, like, I can't see you being able to move plastic into that.
I want this, but not for $100.
Really, I really thought this would have been like.
I'm going to start a GoFundMe.
I know. I just like. I do want it.
Nope, this is going on the wedding registry. There it is. Feel free, people.
This is the worst description because of the first word on this, just so we're all ready. Just let me get through it, and then you can go ahead and comment. Fist lock display mode.
Ooh, yes.
The gauntlet's highly articulated fingers can be locked in a clenched fist position, allowing the item to be displayed as an appropriate, powerful pose. Ooh, Jesus.
I don't know about you, Josh, but I'm sensing there's a whole lot of hope with that gauntlet there.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely a whole lot of hope all over that gauntlet, actually.
All over it, yeah. I'm thinking...
Gotta lube it up there, make sure.
Yeah. Make sure nice and clenched.
You know what Hulk gonna do? Hulk gonna smash.
So, it does say you can perform your own rendition of the infamous Thanos snap.
Right, but
okay, so you can snap.
You can snap. It
can
even emits
snap.
a slew, it says.
That's what I said. I read that. I said that exact word.
There's so many.
A
slew is so many.
I said this word.
I don't recall you ever
I'm going to play it back right now. Here is the clip. No,
you can play it back. I'm still not going to believe that you ever said it.
I don't believe so at all.
A few moments ago. According to the description, it emits a slew of film-accurate sound effects. Back to the present.
And you know what? This guy looks like he's got pretty big forearms, so I do feel like it would fit me, but like $100, I don't think so.
Here's what we need to do. We need to reverse image search this model, find out his name, and be like, can you fucking snap in it? That's all I need to know. Can I snap? Can we articulate this?
This guy's got a whole bunch of new social media friend requests from that kind of nerd listeners like, hey!
Hey, we just need to know, can you snap in it, okay?
Can you snap?
He's like, I signed a non-disclosure, guys. I can't really talk about it.
Yeah, because you signed non-disclosure for that shit. No, you don't. You're good.
Not if you're a Thanos hand model. You don't.
Yes.
Is that something you can put on his resume?
Yeah, probably.
All right, I found this nice article. Kevin Feige, a couple days ago, was doing a Reddit AMA. If you don't know what that is, it's Ask Me Anything. And of course, obviously, a lot of different questions were coming up about the future of Marvel and what's going on. All right, so the next topic I found was a couple days ago, Kevin Feige was doing an AMA on Reddit. If you don't know what that is, it's an Ask Me Anything. And he was answering some questions about the MCU at large. And he confirmed that we're going to get a real version of the Mandarin coming, and not the one that we had for, that terrible Iron Man movie.
Like, here's the thing. Iron Man made such a joke out of the Mandarin.
Yes.
When in the books, he was not a joke.
Yes.
So, like...
Even Ben Kingsley, that's not an actor who's like...
And you know what? That was the thing. Like, when I found out Ben Kingsley was going to play the Mandarin, I was, like, excited, because he's a good villain.
That's perfect.
And... like, what's happening with it now? Like, they're just going to bring it... But it animated? What are we talking about?
Wait, what? I didn't read this article. What bullshit is this? Animated?
I don't know, but it's MCU...
It doesn't even matter, because Iron Man's... Spoilers.
That's right.
Spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Iron Man's dead, so what the hell the difference does this make?
I don't know. So
this doesn't help me at all.
It sounds like it's going to... Okay, it sounds like it's going to be on Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
Right. And more, the other part too is the real Mandalorian, but also the whole organization. Right?
Why do you keep saying Mandalorian?
I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm sorry. The whole Mandarin, but also the organization behind it. What was it called? The 10 keys or whatever it is? The
10 rings.
The 10 rings.
Yeah, that's right.
Going to bring the 10 rings kind of into the fold of that. So it's probably going to be over the course of the Disney
10 rings was always getting foiled.
Like, yeah, but it's going to be some sort of like underground, like terrorist organization that the Winter Soldier.
They should just call it the Foot Clan. Like
It is going to be. It's going to be the Foot Clan.
I
And
know it's
first
going to be
off,
the Foot. That's what
do
I'm
not
saying.
Besmirch. Hey, don't besmirch the Foot Clan's name.
I'm not. I'm saying.
Okay.
I respect the Foot Clan.
There's some badass mofos who have a sweet hideout with arcade machines and a half pipe, and Sam Rockwell will give me cigarettes.
How many he did give out cigarettes? How many books did you read where the 10 rings just kind of got their asses kicked the entire time and like the Mandarin fled? How many?
I don't remember.
A lot.
That's called,
no,
it's
I
called
get it,
comic
but,
books.
like-
The good guys win.
But henchmen, CJ, henchmen don't have to be like idiots. Like they can be dangerous.
Like the Foot Clan
The Foot Clan was dangerous.
with their awesome half pipe and arcade machines. But in the back, it was secret ninja tournaments. I'm going to watch that movie. I love that.
Yeah, me too.
So fucking much.
I just think it'd be interesting. They didn't fully explore it. They kind of really botched it, in my opinion, for Iron Man, and it'd be nice to see them take a crack at it and give it a proper swing of things. But listen, all right, if it's Disney Plus,
I blame
exclusive,
Shane
who knows?
Black.
But we can always blame Shane Black. But it's at least interesting to know that Feige says, "All right, yeah, we'll give it another shot. It'll happen, guys." So,
Well, yeah, because Feige is smart.
He is smart.
he's very smart. Okay, this next one is very happy to see. James Cameron decided to come out of the rock of hiding, admit that finally that his movie was beaten, and maybe be a classy asshole for once, and give props to Avengers Endgame for taking the Titanic over in box office numbers. All while going, I still hold on to number one with Avatar.
Not for much longer.
No, but he said it took Avengers.
We're going to make this happen, people.
He said it took the Avengers to sink my Titanic. And he said to Kevin and everyone at Marvel, the iceberg sank the real Titanic. It took the Avengers to sink my Titanic. Just,
He's gonna get Avatar re-released in theaters.
Does this asshole remember that a year ago he was like, well, I really hope everybody gets Avengers fatigue.
Yes.
Fucking
Guy who
How
hated-
could you ever get Avengers fatigue?
I mean, I think
really?
Papa Thornton's saying it for another time right now as we speak.
Jesus, these movies are. There's several of them in the top 10 grossing movies of all time. So, what?
My favorite thing was he said, you've shown that the movie industry is not only alive and well, it's bigger than ever, but literally, just like Brian said weeks ago, before this movie was about to come out, he was trashing superhero movies as being shallow and not really great storytelling, and just I hope the market gets bored with it. And
Yeah, unless you have blue people or Leo.
Hey, Jim Cameron, let's talk about really great storytelling. I've got a pitch for you. I want to make Pocahontas into a 3-hour boring piece of shit with blue cat people. Can you help me?
but Brian, listen, I need you to put on
Fucking
I need you to
dickhead.
put on your most creative hat, okay? Because I need your James Cameron thinking brain for this, okay?
I have it. No, I have it. Don't even ask Brian. Here's
ahead.
what I want to know.
Right.
Can we find a door that only one person fits on? James Cameron?
yes.
Is that?
Yeah. That
Can
would
you
get to-
find me a door, a full-size door
Right.
that only has room for one person?
Yes,
or
indeed,
how about this? I need to mine a mineral. It's very unattainable, but
Ooh,
but they need to
Oh,
find. What would you call it? Does anyone have a
hang
good
on.
name for it?
I know this. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
unobtainium.
Okay, that's a good first draft. Well, what are you actually going to put in the movie? I mean, that's
Oh, no, that's what I'm going to put in the movie.
no, that's a placeholder
Unobtainium.
name, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, enough trashing.
because I'm a creative genius.
listen,
James Cameron is the Kanye West of movies.
Kanye West is pretty fucking creative, dude.
I think we just got
No.
the title of this episode. I think that just happened.
No, Kanye West thinks he's a lyrical genius. He is not.
No, he's not a lyrical genius, but he's
No,
pretty
he's-
creative.
He's a
That is
musical.
my point.
Here's the thing. I love Titanic, and I'm not going to hide that fact. I think it's fantastic.
oh,
I love the fact that Avengers beat it, and I cannot wait. And hopefully by the time that this episode is published, it's already happened, but I can't
We're
wait.
going
for
to do this,
Avengers.
people.
I'm on
take-
record having laughed out loud in the theater at Titanic.
It's fine. That's fine.
I'm not.
I have
twice,
no problem for
twice
I'm
I
on the
laughed.
record as saying
My
that is
movie.
not a good movie.
I like it. I don't care. Literally, I don't care. What
And
anybody
I don't
says.
care how far your heart will go on, Celine. It's not a good movie.
All right, let's turn our attention now to the world of TV and movies in the segment that we call Screen to Stream. The Game of Thrones showrunners right now, who obviously are so immensely popular hold on, I'm just being handed a memo. Oh God, the internet hates them. Oh, they hate them real bad. Not very
Real
happy
bad.
with them.
Real bad.
Well, good news. It was just announced this week that they're going to be helming the development of the next Star Wars movies. Oh, hold on. Just was handed another envelope. Oh, everyone's mad about this as well. Okay, great. Worst time to announce this, but it's got another 3 years. I'm happy for them, and I think this is going to be good.
But let's not forget how many seasons of Game of Thrones were amazing and didn't have giant hole plots, like plot holes. Sorry,
but also had source
Yes.
material to work on.
that's right.
Well,
Yeah.
let's be clear. If this movie is about a rogue coffee cup that time travels back in time to medieval times, I'm on board. I think that's a fantastic
That's
storyline.
dumb. Come on.
See,
Listen, here's the deal. These guys are good storytellers. Yes, they've had a rough time this season, but I mean, good luck doing 8 seasons of any show and being 100% all the way through. And yes, they're not sticking the landing. I get that. I know why people are upset.
all right,
They're just developing the next movies.
I'm gonna
fine.
I'm reserving all my thoughts because we're gonna have this conversation with Craig next week.
Hey, listen, I think this is the best thing that happened since we said Rian Johnson was getting a Star Wars movie. So I'm on board.
But I don't know do you feel good about the camp of Ryan Johnson?
What?
Okay, the way you say that, not everyone feels a good way about it. So I'm
And I'm
asking,
leaving it up to interpretation
you-
for those people.
Here's the thing, like it's
Wherever
not,
you decide to interpret that, listener, I'm with you.
it's not a Star Wars story. It's not Solo. It's not Rogue One. It's a Star Wars movie. Disney is not going to allow that to get fucked up.
And these are going to be the next chapters. These are the next big chapters.
Brian.
Disney did allow Solo to happen. So.
That was a Star Wars story.
Yes,
not,
and 21st Century Fox or whoever did the prequels allowed the prequels to happen.
Yeah,
so
I mean, whatever your feeling about Last Jedi is, Solo wasn't good.
no, Solo
wasn't bad.
good, but Last
It
Jedi
wasn't
was
bad, but
very
it wasn't
good.
good. But listen, but happened under Disney's watch. So you can't say there and be like, no, Disney's never going to let anything bad happen.
No.
to
I
this
said it's not going to
franchise, 'cause they
happen
let
to
Solo happen.
an actual Star Wars movie.
right? The main stories of Star Wars.
Solo was not a Star Wars. I don't
That's
care
just-
what it says.
Right.
It was not a Star Wars movie.
These spin-off movies, these ancillary ones that aren't the main chapters, right? That aren't episodes. That's what.
Yeah, but
Here's the best part about this. It's going to be 3 years until this movie's fully developed. Everyone's going to forget about the way that Game of Thrones went down in 3 years. They're not going to hate him as much, and it's going to be fine. Anyway.
yeah, everybody calm the fuck down. God, why are we even talking about this?
No. Hey, let's talk about something I really don't care about, but apparently a lot of people are interested in.
Sure.
Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil. My subtitle of No, Go Fuck Yourself. Relaunched trailer. I don't give a shit about this movie, and I hope it dies.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a very
No.
very strong stance. on
Really
Maleficent.
don't give a shit, and I'm going to say it right now. Hard pass. Thank you very much. Gonna exit stage left.
I'm
Gonna be on the Patreon. You're welcome, listeners.
I get it, but I mean, is this Angelina Jolie though?
Yes.
Well,
Did you watch the trailer?
No, I didn't watch. No, because
Watch
I
the
have,
trailer.
I have no.
Did you
interest.
see the first one?
No, of course
No,
not.
because why would we?
Am I the only one who saw the first one? If
Yes.
it's
I'm not a
that bad.
fan of an evil queen. I don't want to.
I don't want
Like-
those stories.
Who's
No.
not a fan of being evil?
I didn't say I wasn't a fan of being evil. I said I'm not a fan of an evil queen. Like, you know.
Okay, well,
So-
I mean, the first one was pretty decent, and this one looks
I'm
good too.
I'm sure it was a fine movie. It's just not my kind of Disney movie. That's all.
Okay,
But Brian, I mean, a lot of people like this movie. You seem to enjoy it. I mean, the fact it's getting a sequel means that it did well. But I mean, like, how many more of Maleficent stories are there left to tell?
just this one. I hope.
Yeah, you don't think the sequel factory that is the Mouse Club will just continue to pop these out forever until Angelina's cheekbones fall off?
No, I think they're going to continue to do live action interpretations of their movies. Like this was one of the first that did it. So
The problem is all of those all of those animated sequels were so terrible. So like if they start doing that live action, it's like
well, they'll just go ahead and start doing straight to DVD like they used to do with the animated sequels back in the day. Do you remember the theatrical release of Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas? I don't think you do, because it came straight to VHS. But you know who saw that shit? This guy.
I've never
seen all
seen
that shit.
I've never seen a single Beauty and the Beast anything.
Not even the original?
No.
But Josh, it's a tale as old as time.
No, Lady and the Tramp is a tale as old as time.
Something I am really excited for, something new coming out. Rick and Morty Season 4 has been announced that it will be coming out November 2019.
Pickle Rick!
I turned myself into a pickle! Listen, I like the show. I think it's fantastic. I don't think that we need to acknowledge the Szechuan people. Those people can go.
What about Szechuan sauce is delicious.
Yes, but the people who
goes
threw
back
the
to a Disney
fits.
movie, Mulan, which brings me to the point.
No.
Josh, how do you feel about weird feelings for a girl that is actually dressed as a guy but might be a girl?
No,
it's a dude dressed as a dude playing
disguised
another
as another dude.
That's right.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Josh, did you watch Rick and Morty? Josh,
I don't know what any of that is.
Okay,
you should watch Rick and Morty.
You should watch Rick and Morty. It's pretty good.
I have tried, and I hate the old guy so much that I can't watch it.
Okay. It's definitely not for everybody.
He is the worst influence on his grandson.
That's
the point.
Kind of the whole point.
No, I hate it.
The whole point is, hey, remember how they never explained the relationship between Doc Brown and Marty McFly?
You know what it is? It's children in peril that I don't like.
I
get that's the whole premise. I understand. I just don't like it.
Okay. I didn't say it's for everybody. It's literally not for everybody. To give some context, though, the show has been renewed for 70 episodes back in May of 2018.
Which is a solid, 5 seasons if they continue with the episode runs they've been doing.
It's gonna be for a long time. Dan Harmon famously said, yeah, I'm going to be working on this, and then just kind of fell off the face of the planet while he went through some shit. But said, hey, we're going to do it. Get ready for 2019. We're really excited to bring more episodes of Rick and Morty to boomerang.com. Just kidding, he said. We're very excited to be working with Cartoon Network, and they're going to be great. So, yay! More of this, please.
Gonna be awesome. Gonna watch all of Rick and Morty.
Okay, I can't remember if I'm alone with... No, I'm not alone with liking this show. All right, maybe a show I can get Josh into, because, Brian, I think you are a fan of this. Black Mirror has just released a trailer for Season 5. Very excited for this. Even though I saw Miley Cyrus and Topher Grace...
I wish I could say
I'm still in for this.
that I was caught up, but I'm not.
Oh, well, I highly recommend.
And I wish I could say I knew what the season was going to be about, but it's Black Mirror, so who the hell knows?
Who knows?
And I wish I could say I wasn't going to watch the episode with Miley Cyrus, but that looks like the most interesting one.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
And I wish I could say that Josh enjoys the show as well, but he's never seen it.
Well, and you know why I've never seen it.
He doesn't like things like this.
I don't like things like this.
Stuff I love. I love this stuff. Again, I'm going to strongly encourage, if you do want to watch this show, do not look at me. Listen to me. Don't watch episode 1 right away. Season 1, episode 1. Don't do it. Okay? You make that your 3rd episode. You watch it backwards.
You want to watch a show where everything goes wrong. Horribly wrong.
Show.
That's this show.
That is this show.
There's one episode where everything goes really right. There's one episode
which is why I'm excited to watch the Miley Cyrus episode, because everything's going to go wrong for her.
Yes.
Thank you,
Ryan.
get to see what that looks like.
More wrong than twerking on the stage?
Yes.
The award.
Listen, you thought that was rock bottom, but it can get so much worse.
So much worse. They're going to make her play Achy Breaky Heart for 7 years straight. June 5th, this season's going to drop on Netflix. Do I know how many episodes? I don't know how many episodes.
I think 3.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4.
The trailer said 3 more stories.
Okay, all right.
I don't know if that means 3 episodes or if they're doing
37 parts.
They normally do 1 episode, 1 story. That's how they work.
Yeah. Brian and I famously did an episode of Bandersnatch that's on our Patreon feed. So if you want to hear us talk a little bit about the interactive episode, highly recommend it. Also, just side note, as we're following up on interactive things on Netflix, I did the Bear Grylls You vs. Wild thing.
Oh, yeah?
Only good if you're under the age of 11. And then otherwise, it's really fucking boring.
Because impossible to suspend the disbelief?
Well, no, it's just it's phrased like a Dora the Explorer thing of, do you want to use the grappling hook or do you want to use the map?
Can you find the soccer field?
It's
great! Say
I'll have to find his daughter to get her the medicine, and there she is right across there. Do you want to go across the tree, or do you want to swing on the vine? You decide. And the poor Bear Grylls had to be like, I climbed Everest and I was in the military, but I'll have to record myself doing both of these things. Okay.
I'm the map, 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 I'm the map. Come on.
Brian
Dominoes.
singing on the map is
Everybody, let's go.
Wow. I'm really shocked that you know the
Everybody
words
can do
to
it.
I'm the Map.
I know that we can do it. Where are we going?
Wow.
I used to watch that show.
On purpose?
Yeah.
On purpose because I lived with my college roommates had a small child, so we used to
all
watch
right.
it together.
I had to watch it because children.
Dora.
Okay.
Swiping, swiping.
Oh, God, I hated that show so much. And now there's a movie. Ugh.
Oh,
Ooh,
God,
the
let's not talk
movie.
about that movie.
The movie looks fantastic.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for my favorite hobby, where I go around the internet. I find the weird, I find the obscure, then I ask these two gentlemen for their tech perspective. This is interactive part, and gotta get over this modem sound. Hey, for our 200th episode, can we upgrade to not dial-up? Is that a possibility? I'll take a T1 at this point, just so I can not deal with this crap. Tech perspective. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So a few weeks ago, a couple episodes ago, we were talking about the random button coming to Netflix on Android, right? Going, oh, really, it would be nice if we could have this, but if I could filter things, I could kind of do a little bit more and really like some control over this. And I was trolling on Reddit and, of course, found a fantastic shortcut subreddit and found this. This is a pick a movie shortcut that effortlessly lets you choose between Amazon or Netflix, lets you find a random movie, but it lets you go ahead and do some filtering. So you can go ahead and really dive into this. So if you check your show notes right now, you will see a link to routinehub.co. And Josh and Brian, if you open this up on your mobile device and click get shortcut when you click the link, because the link is working.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because, viruses.
It really is fine. I promise you, it's perfectly vetted. Get the shortcut. Go ahead and get the shortcut. The first time you launch this thing, it's going to look really intimidating. Just please.
Dude, I want to know what maniac leaves Batman Mask of the Phantasm in their playlist, but takes out Batman The Dark Knight Returns. What kind of psychopath?
Where are you seeing this? Oh, you're watching the example video.
Mask of the Phantasm is an amazing movie.
It's okay. But
No, it's amazing.
compare it to The Dark Knight Returns.
Amazing. I am the official spokesperson for all things Batman. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm creating a shortcut, CJ. Walk me through this.
Okay, so if you click the link in the show notes first, it's going to open up shortcuts and ask you, do you want to get the shortcut? Say yes.
This routine hub shortcut thing.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to say pick a movie. Do you want to get the shortcut? Press get shortcut.
Get shortcut.
Okay.
All right. There it is.
Press the blue icon.
Added to library. Now go back to shortcuts. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Go to your library.
Oh, it's only one. I only have one. I was in the gallery. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go to library. Right. You only have one. Just pick a movie.
And then I'm in the United States.
Right. Say you're in the United States, which is good.
That's where I'm at. Okay. So then I'm just going to go, just click top movies?
So now there's a pick there. You can do top movies, top Netflix, top Amazon, or just
All right.
a lucky.
Well, calm the fuck down and
ahead.
let's see if this is a thing. Hold on.
All right. Go ahead.
All top movies. All what I just said all. Since the dawn of time. Yes, that's all.
Well, that could be all genres of movies. It's what's your genre? I want to do all movies. Okay.
I just know. They
Fine,
asked
since the
me
dawn of time.
what movies. I said all movies. And they were like, wait, do you mean all movies? And I went,
Yes, all
what
movies.
what did I just say? So now it looks like it's searching here. Oh, here we go. Oh, I get it. Okay, so
Yes.
the X's aren't
Available.
things I filter out. They're not streaming.
Right. So the
Okay,
30
so
greatest movies. Go ahead.
In this list, the movies that are available of best top 30 movies of all time, the movies that are available are Pulp Fiction. That's the first one.
Mhm.
As it should be. Schindler's List, Apocalypse Now, Stop Making Sense. That's a movie.
Mhm.
And
Something
Some
Like
Like It Hot. Some Like It Hot?
I didn't pick this. This is probably off of AFI or something.
Well, it looks like it's what's the app with the popcorn? Flickster something?
Yeah, Flickster.
Yeah. So it looks like it's rated by Flickster. So I'm already a little skeptical, but I do like the idea of randomization because, as you both know, I will go through 4 different things before I pick something to watch.
So, Josh, I did top Netflix, right? I want to see Netflix, and I was looking for a new documentary to watch, so I picked documentary.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, give me something that's recent in the last 5 years. It's go ahead and it's pulling through the database of available documentaries for Netflix, giving me their rankings and telling me where I can kind of go ahead and look at things.
I don't hate the idea.
I know you're not a fan of the app's shortcuts on the iPhone, right? And this is a shortcut for the iPhone.
The thing is, it took me 5 minutes just to get there.
Right, but
So,
once
like-
it's set up, it's done.
What we were
Go
were
ahead.
talking about a random button on Netflix, and that's a button. I just go button.
Click.
Sure.
That's it. Right? This required downloading an app, which I had already done because you had harangued me into doing it months ago.
Harangued.
So I did it, and then now I rediscovered I had it, and I had to go through 3 different steps and 4 questions to get there. I'm not saying it's not a good thing, and I think it's pretty innovative for Apple to create shortcuts that are like this for people that don't mind going through fucking umpteen steps to get there.
Sure.
I'm just saying, dude, I've got like 500 fucking movies. I generally just like fucking scroll and boom,
Right.
pick one,
So
and that's it.
This is a good example of this. I went to go to completely random, right? Go completely random Netflix. Just hit me with what you got.
Oh shit!
And it came up with
It just suggested Amy Schumer.
it came up with Hell or High Water, which I realized good movie. I haven't seen it yet.
Love Hell or High Water.
So I looked at it. I said, all right, tell me more about Hell or High Water. I see the IMDb ranking that it's got a 7.6, Letterboxd 7.7, Metacritic 8.8, Rotten Tomatoes 8.5. That's really fucking good.
Yeah.
It lets me watch the trailer or just launch it right away on Netflix so I can go ahead and watch it on my TV or add it to my list. So I just tap the Netflix button and now I'm in Netflix.
It's a good service.
I've got
It's
Hell
a
or High
good
Water.
service. It just listeners.
It requires a little setup.
It requires a little setup. Get somebody techie to help you out.
I'm
And,
available whenever you need me. 484-373-4119. Just text it. I'll walk you through setting up the damn shortcut. All right, listener, it is time for your absolute favorite segment to make a return. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the return of Cast This.
Cast this.
And this week we are casting the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. This is
Because we
based
said
off of
we would.
our watch of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in the episode that we did on Patreon. And yes, we were going to do this a couple weeks ago. And yes, we ran over time. And it's here now. And you're lucky and you're welcome.
And this is a Netflix series we're going to cast because that's what me and Josh agreed upon.
And now that I remember it's a Netflix episode, I've realized I fucked up a couple of those castings. But okay, here we go.
It doesn't matter. They can get anybody to be in Netflix now.
Well, let's hope so.
Chris Pine was in Netflix.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I know I sent you the list.
Yes, I have it.
Okay, so we're gonna cast Alan Quartermain, that was the Sean Connery character. Captain Nemo, I don't know his name. Mina Harker was played by Peter Clark. Skinner was the Invisible Man. Who gives a shit who he was? He was just white face paint.
He was
most of
Van
the time.
Gogh, but okay.
Dorian Gray, I don't remember him either. Tom Sawyer, the young American with the 2 shotguns there, or rifles, I should say. Jekyll and Hyde, and M, who, if you haven't seen this movie, spoilers, but it's 15 years old, so Moriarty.
What?
What? So CJ, you call him out at your leisure. I'm going to stipulate the rules here. You will award a point per. There are, I believe, 8, so there is a chance of a tie. But we will assemble the best cast out of these 8 from both of us.
I don't like your rules.
What rules would you rather have?
Would you rather have the Oxford debate?
I would rather have the rules where Josh doesn't win because Josh always wins my fucking segment.
I did not win the last 2.
That's not true.
Okay, I think it's on record, but
I think I won the last one. I think I won
last-
Empire Records. I think everything else
You
has gone
did,
through.
and I was not happy about it. Did you just?
I did.
All right.
All right, so Alan Quarterman, the role that was personified by Sean Connery. Josh, let's kick it off with you. Yeah, so let's hear who you got for Sean Connery's character.
The only dude I could imagine in that safari outfit with that giant long rifle is Daniel Craig.
Oh, all right. James Bond.
I went Jeff Bridges. I went old.
Oh.
I went like Bad Times at the El Royale Jeff Bridges.
True grit, like True Grit Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what I did.
I'm not going to defend it. I don't think there's one necessarily better than the other there. I think they're two very different guys, but
Yeah.
TJ, call it.
Well, I'm curious, Josh, why go with Daniel Craig? Why cast a guy like that in this kind of role?
Because he is getting a bit older, and he would be a great mentor for Tom Sawyer. Plus, he's a charmer, which Quartermain was. Doesn't ever seem to crack or be scared of anything. And I'm not just talking about the Bond characters, but he's done other stuff, Layer Cake, other stuff like that. That he's a cool customer, and that's what I want in my Alan Quartermain.
Right. And Brian, you said this is like True Grit, Bad Times at the El Royale, Jeff Bridges.
You mean Jeff Bridges? Yes. That is the Jeff Bridges I chose. I don't know who this James Bridges character is.
That's his brother. You know how there's like
I would not cast James Bridges. That sounds like Jeff's, less famous and younger brother.
He's like one of the Baldwin brothers. Yes.
Bo Bridges is the older one.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I had the reaction. I'm gonna go with my gut one on this, and I'm gonna say Jeff Bridges. So Brian gets a point.
All right.
Next, we have Captain Nemo, who has that fantastic white ivory submarine. Brian, since you won the last category, you get to go first.
Ooh. I chose Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
From Oberyn, Game of Thrones.
Narcos,
He was also in
Game of Thrones.
Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Yep. He will be in The Mandalorian.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua. Right. This is the one I'm proud of.
I went with David Tennant. And I went with David Tennant for his ability to play nefarious and ridiculous at the same time. I like Brian's pick better. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Captain Nemo was pretty badass. So
Stop it. I like Brian's pick better.
Yep.
There's no more talk.
Brian, you're on a roll. Mina Harker. Go for it, man.
Cool.
This is our vampiress, right? This is our seductive.
Mina Harker?
Yes, our seductive lady of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That's right.
Who is also a total badass. So, Brian, show me what you got.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely on Front Street with you, Josh. I'm probably thinking you're gonna win this round. But I chose Anna Paquin for vampire reasons.
Yeah, well, she wanted to be a vampire for so many years.
Sookie and True Blood.
Yeah, and then she was eventually, right?
Yeah. No, after season 2 or 3, she became a vampire.
So I told you guys I'm rewatching Numbers, and I really Numb 3ers, and I really
Numb 3ers.
Like Fan
and I
Force
really wanted to cast Navi Rawat as Mina Harker, but I didn't feel like she was big enough. I went Emilia Clarke.
Okay, Emilia Clarke.
Because she's not going to have anything to do in
with Game of Thrones.
She's gonna be free because they're not making a solo sequel.
That's right,
and she's not going to be the next Terminator movie, right?
Yeah, and they completely scrapped her Terminator movie, which is upsetting because I like Genesis.
My only issue with Anna Paquin is even when she was trying to be seductive in the X-Men film, I didn't buy it. And Emilia Clarke is that, and she's also fierce and badass, and that's why I went that way. And that's exactly why I didn't go Navi Rawat, because I don't buy her as scary.
Okay, so your argument is that Anna Paquin just looks kind of silly when she's trying to be seductive.
Not silly when she's trying to be seductive. I don't buy her
doing the flip, right? Of going from seductive to.
That's exactly right. Based
on the latest episode of Game of Thrones, we all know that Emilia Clarke can pull that off. Gotcha.
Oh man, yeah. This is tough because this is kind of mediocre casting from both of you, in my opinion. I feel like this is your weakest one so far.
Oh, just wait.
A lot of
I still got my Moriarty coming up.
Yeah, mine's gonna get worse before it gets better. I think.
I'm gonna go with Emilia Clarke here with Mr. Burns. So
a point
2-1. So Josh, that means you're on the board. Skinner, the Invisible Man, which is now I think in public domain that we can call him the Invisible Man.
So because you can paint his face and see him.
Yes.
And because the dude did a really good job in a great series of being evil for a whole season. Grant Gustin.
Oh, okay. So the Flash is going to be.
You went Grant Gustin, huh?
Dude, I just kept thinking of him as Savitar and thought, you know what? Here we go. Let's paint his face and make him a
because we
thief.
don't have to see his face. We just got to get his vocal performances and
That's
everything
it.
else in there.
And he can do that.
That's what he did for a whole season.
Yep.
All right, interesting. All right, but solid pick. Brian, who you got for the Invisible Man?
I mean, so I went with I went completely differently. I went with somebody who I was okay with not ever seeing his face, but has kind of a distinctive voice.
You're gonna say Jackie Earle Haley.
No, I didn't do Jackie Earle Haley.
All right.
Jackie Earle Haley. No.
All right.
Just someone who had a distinctive voice, who could be funny, but a little conniving, could be serious at some times, so you don't know where he's coming from. I picked Dave Franco.
I have picked Dave Franco, and I have gotten shit on by you casting Dave Franco.
Well, probably not because of Dave Franco.
On
probably
the
you've been putting
basis
him in
of
the wrong
Dave
order.
Franco.
That's not
you've
true.
totally-
No,
No,
Dave Franco.
you have given him many a shit on just Dave Franco.
No, I have not. Roll the tape.
I'm not going back that far.
Find the tape and roll it. I have not done that.
I don't hate that pick either because he has a very distinctive face and voice.
But his face is just his outline, right?
I just don't think he's evil. That's all.
All right, so
There was that. Oh, what the hell was that movie?
I was gonna say you're on.
There was that movie. I'm immediately jumping the nerve, but there was another movie where he was like legit evil.
Nerve, he was not evil. That was a solid movie.
That was a solid movie. I really
so
enjoyed that movie.
I'll give you like fight skills based
But
on Nerve.
I'm thinking Nerve in the way of you didn't know where he was coming from.
Okay.
That entire movie, and
All right.
that's kind of.
I'm not going to argue it. I think it's a good pick. CJ, you got a rule?
I'm gonna go with Grant Gustin, just based on the argument that Josh made to the fact that it was about the voice and the physicality and not the actual, seeing him.
You know what? Whatever, CJ. I could put a voice modulator on anybody.
Tied up. Next.
All right,
It's tied up
Dorian
and pull out ahead on
Gray,
this one.
the immortal man.
Rami Malek.
Oh, seriously, you actually chose Rami
Yeah,
Malek?
she chose
I
Rami
did.
Malek. All right, Josh chose Rami Malek. It's a solid fucking choice.
You chose Rami Malek.
Okay, Brian. Who'd you pick?
Adam Driver,
Oh,
Kylo Ren himself.
wow.
And he's got the flowy hair as well.
Yeah,
I think the guy he can be charismatic AF.
Right.
Yeah.
I know we haven't seen it a ton.
they
of Star
both
Wars,
look
but
younger than they are.
Right.
He's young. He's got a young looking face,
which is what's necessary.
The other
Yeah.
part
I just
too.
fucking hate his voice so
He can be-
much.
but he could clearly be evil and he could clearly be charismatic. Like I think
You've
this
seen
is the
Mr.
guy.
Robot, right?
What's that?
You've seen
I love Mr. Robot.
right?
Again, I love Mr. Robot. I'm with you.
And you've seen Bohemian Rhapsody.
Are you saying Freddie Mercury was evil?
I'm saying there were parts of him that were. Sure.
All right, this one's a different. This is the same thing. Gut reaction. Who do we go with? It's Robbie Malek. Your Adam Driver's a great pick. If it was against anybody that wasn't Robbie Malek, you would have won. But it was Robbie Malek. He'd be really good at that. Listen, you're down by one. There's 3 characters left. You're in a position.
You're
for
gonna
winning.
win. You're gonna win Tom Sawyer. I guarantee.
Tom
I doubt
Sawyer,
it.
the American character they shoved in there because why the fuck not? Josh, you're up.
Miles Teller.
Maybe I might win.
you know
because
I love
do
Miles
like
Teller.
my pick better.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Brian. Who you got for Tom Sawyer?
I chose Liam Hemsworth.
Oh no, I don't like that. I don't think.
How do you not like
enough.
that? Have you
Because
seen
he's
him
not
in
wisecracking
Expendables?
enough. He's not a fucking crack wiser.
Are you?
No,
First off-
isn't it
first
romantic and stuff? I'm thinking of that too.
First off, Tom Sawyer in that movie was not the wise
He
cracker.
absolutely was cracking wise.
No, he was.
Oh, he was delivering one
little fish in a big pond
Yes,
guy.
he was wisecracking like I do, where like I'm really funny in a small group, and then you get me in a big group, you're like, he's not funny. That's
That was Tom Sawyer. That was Tom Sawyer walking into this room thinking he's hot shit and realizing that he's not throughout the movie. And that's Liam Hemsworth. Like he can come in thinking that he's the man. I mean, just see any one of his movies and then have to go on this journey.
You're
where he
you're
realizes, "Oh, I'm
referencing
not the man."
Expendables directly. I don't have. Look, I'm not gonna say he couldn't do the part. I just think Teller's better.
Miles Teller? I don't think so.
so. All right, so why not Miles Teller? Because I'm thinking of a guy who needs to learn, be motivated, and you think Whiplash, and you think that he knows how to do that kind of character. Why
Yeah,
not
I mean,
Miles Teller, Brian?
I just
why
don't
not?
see him.
I was thinking more of the what is it? The War Dogs movie?
Yeah, but he's an arms deal. When I think of this character, I think an action
He's not.
hero.
He's a sheet salesman and a masseuse.
But Miles Teller is not an action hero, and that's what you need for this role. He's not the guy who
Are you
looks
saying
like
Josh Trank's Fantastic Four wasn't an action movie?
it wasn't. Have you fucking
No, it
seen
was
it?
a turd. It's in the song.
I just needed to invoke it. I just needed to invoke
so
it. CJ,
bad.
make the call. I'm done. I'm done.
I'm going with Liam Hemsworth. I'm going for Brian there. It's a good pick. And
Tied
I
up.
love Miles and I love Miles Teller. I just think Liam
Tied up
Hemsworth's the
again.
part.
I've got the better Jekyll. and Hyde.
Mr. Thortano, Jekyll and Hyde. What do you got?
I chose Tom Hiddleston.
Nope.
How do you not say nope? Oh, what is yours?
James McAvoy.
Oh, because of Split?
Well, because of Split and because I could see him getting like hulked out, and I can't see Hiddleston getting that.
I think
He's a posh little priss.
Right.
I think you need him to be a posh little
Yes.
priss to be
And
Jekyll.
McAvoy,
Right.
and that's not the only thing I'm thinking about with McAvoy. I'm thinking about Atomic Blonde. I'm thinking about how badass he was in Atomic Blonde.
I'm thinking not just Loki, but I'm thinking Crimson Peak. I'm thinking of all those other roles where he has been downright evil. You slap some makeup on Tom Hiddleston, he can pull off monstrous.
Yeah, you go CGI for the monster. You just use his face, kind of like
Right.
Hulk. And
The
stuff
guy
like that.
is a legit
Okay,
badass.
make the call. I disagree with this one.
Disagree with a lot of stuff. I mean,
I don't think we've ever left this segment going, that was a good one. I feel really good about the fact that this
No,
one
no,
won and I
we
won
leave
that
it with
one.
animosity.
and
This is just
resentment.
Monopoly. This is just Monopoly for that kind of nerd. It always
That's right.
separates us.
Somebody's gonna flip the fucking table.
Tom Hiddleston, Loki for the win there with Mr. Brian.
You're
all
in the
right.
lead.
Here.
Last one,
Hold it head.
Moriarty.
This is
gonna
it.
End up in a tie.
This is the one. Please make good Moriarty, Brian. Go for it, but
No, I have an awful Moriarty, and I'm
who'd
not
you
even
pick?
sure who to replace him with.
do you need him? Do you want to
I
defer
was-
your turn for Josh?
No. I was choosing. No, that's not fair. We've been running it the way we've been running it. I was choosing between two people, neither of them which I liked, so I'm just going to close my eyes and choose one, and I'm going to choose Ethan Hawke. Yeah.
That is an awful choice.
It is an awful choice. I know. I couldn't find the mojo.
I thought about the most evil person I could think of as a villain alive.
Mark
And
Strong.
I went with Gary Oldman.
Yeah, I get it. I do. And I'm not even defending my Ethan Hawke. I get it, but I feel like Gary Oldman's a little bit too old
My
for
concern
the
too.
for the rest of the cast, not just in general. Just like compared to the rest of the cast, Gary Oldman like looks
Here's
old.
Here's my thing with Moriarty, and this is where I need you guys to kind of weigh in on your picks. The big thing for him was that it's supposed to be this big reveal that he's the big bad and that he is this person. And when you get Gary Oldman, right, you're like, well, obviously he's going to be with somebody really fucking important, and it's obviously going to be a big twist. And the guy is really well known for playing this bad guy, so kind of your twist is implied.
Yeah, but
Ethan
I mean,
Hawke,
I'm going to
though,
defend
doesn't
Josh's
have-
pick
Who was-
here.
Wait, but Ethan Hawke doesn't even have that reputation.
Who was your other?
Yeah, Ethan Hawke doesn't
You
even
don't
have that
wanna know my
reputation
other.
at all.
I want to know your other.
You don't want to know my.
I
other.
want to know the other one.
This was 2 a.m. I wrote this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, my other was Woody Harrelson. Not good. I told you.
No,
I
I'll
went
take
with-
that.
I would take
You'll
that.
take
I'd
Woody
take
Harrelson over Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, over
I will
Ethan
take
Hawke.
Woody Harrelson over Gary Oldman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well then I choose Woody Harrelson.
Well, then you win.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
right.
I think the real problem is whoever said Mark Strong had the right idea.
Right.
I said Mark Strong.
You did.
too.
Right.
Well, there you go. Like, I mean, pick one of those two,
Yeah, you had it.
and you win 5-3.
There you go.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Woohoo!
cast
I
this.
win.
For the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the winner is Brian Thornton. Now listen, we obviously had a... Oh, God, no. What are you doing? Oh, you're doing... okay. I thought Bane was coming out to gloat. If you kind of
Why
want
would
to
Bane
see a
come
little
out
bit
to
more
gloat?
about why we're talking about this movie and why we're pitching it as a Netflix series, I highly recommend you go to our Patreon page and go check out this exclusive retro review. It was really... it's a lot of fun to do. So go ahead
Joshua,
and check that out.
this was a battle well fought.
This is good.
Hard earned.
I appreciate
Yeah, thank you. I lost,
I
but
will
I don't
shake your
feel
hand,
bad
sir.
about it because your picks were legitimately better. They were legitimately better.
I actually did not feel good about this list at all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we obviously wanted to celebrate our 200th episode in a fantastic way, so we turned over to you and we said, hey, ask us anything. Ask us for advice, ask us questions you've been dying to ask us, or what are those nerdy things that are just in the back of your head that you want to get some answers to. So we turned to you, and you guys did not disappoint, and you brought out a lot of fantastic questions.
Well, except that one guy. That one guy disappointed.
That one guy. You'll know who you are.
You should be ashamed. You know who you are. Sit in your shame in your car on your drive to work. Your shameful drive to work.
Our first question, and multiple questions actually, come from Jamala. So I thought we'd get his rapid fire questions ready to go.
Yes, no, and only if I've been drinking.
There you go. What show should I binge?
That is just a loaded
That is a
question.
super-
Josh, you can only say one.
No,
Yes, you can only say one. You can only say one.
You
One show.
can only pick one.
What show?
Because we all know you've watched 16,000 series.
Oh, nope. Easy answer. Letterkenny. Go.
Yes, that would be Josh's answer. I'm gonna say something that we already talked about earlier, and I don't think Jamal has done it. I'm gonna say Black Mirror. I'm saying you should go ahead and just get that out of your Netflix queue and just fill that up.
You know, I am gonna recommend the Umbrella Academy. Jamala.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, I was thinking about it. I was gonna go left, but then I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go right.
Right.
Yeah.
Does
Umbrella
zigged
Academy.
when you should have zagged.
Right.
I did zig.
Does Amazon Prime have free audiobooks? And what's a good audiobook to listen to?
Isn't Amazon Audible owned by Amazon Prime?
Yes, I believe you do get
so
one.
there are some titles available for free. I will tell you that the job that was done by if I mess this name up, I'm sorry. Roy Dotrieve. What's his name, CJ?
I don't know who
That did the Game of Thrones books.
George R. Martin.
No.
The narrator.
The narrator.
Yes, I think it is George Dubriever. Yeah.
Roy Dotrice.
Yes.
Did an amazing job narrating the Game of Thrones books. And here's the thing about this is that there's so much more about these characters in the books, and you can spend weeks listening to these books.
Yeah, and to answer your question, yes, Amazon Prime does have audiobooks. They do about a rotating selection of 50 or more. So definitely something you can get. I'll say this. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho is a fantastic book, and it's read by Jeremy Irons. I think it's seriously, I think it's a really good book. Help just kind of maybe get yourself motivated to pursue your passions and pursue your dreams. And I think it's a really, really good book that everyone should check out and read. Brian?
Okay.
I don't listen to books.
Books listen to me.
I legit I listen to movie podcasts. The last book I listened to was I started listening to the Dark Tower series, and then I stopped halfway through. But it was solid.
I've listened to some of the Dark Tower series. It's also very good.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish it because it was 30 years long.
Exactly, and that's why I couldn't finish it as well.
What do you guys think of Warframe?
Yeah, it's a game. Dude, I wish Jamal, I wish I could say like I gave a shit. I'm sorry.
I'm not into it. I don't. I know of it. I haven't actually played it. I'm not. It's not my cup of tea.
It's the
Sorry, Mala.
First I've heard of it. Sorry, buddy. I have no opinions either. I mean, if it looks like something you would like, go ahead and try it out. It looks like it's a free to play thing, so that's always nice. So, sorry.
It looks like a game.
It does. If I picked one additional streaming service to be added to my repertoire, what should it be? And I have Netflix, Prime, and Hulu. I'm going to go out on a limb, Jamala, and I'm going to say you should add yourself some DC Universe.
Yeah, DC Universe. You can watch Letterkenny on Hulu. I was going to say I just recommended Hulu, but yeah, DC Universe. That's easy.
Yeah. Brian? The answer is not CBS All Access. I'll say that much.
No, it's definitely not CBS All Access, and I really want to say just go for DC Universe. But I mean, hey, in a couple months you're going to be able to go for Disney Plus, so who knows?
Disney Plus, yeah.
You might want to just go for Disney Plus.
That's down the road. Like he could subscribe for a few months to
Right.
DC Universe and get some good value out of it, and then switch
over to
Disney Plus.
if it needs
I
to.
hear very good things about Doom Patrol. I haven't finished watching it.
The other thing I'll say is that you can get MLB season ticket at a discount now, and that's a really good streaming service.
Josh,
for all the baseball. I know. I'm just saying.
Listen,
if I'm recommending,
It's called that kind of nerd, not that kind of sports.
I'm a sports nerd. Are you stifling my nerdiness?
I didn't say it. No.
help! I'm being oppressed.
Right. I'm being oppressed over here. Listen, all I'm saying is, if you're going for an extra service and DC Universe doesn't quite tickle your fancy, consider spending a reduced rate and watching some baseball, because it's really, really good.
I'm gonna go out on one more limb. If DC Universe doesn't fit the bill, knowing you, Jamal, and the next question you're about to ask me, try Crackle. No, I'm sorry. Try Crunchyroll. I bet that's the one I wanted. Try Crunchyroll. And the reason I'm saying that is he asked, and Jamal has been advocating this for a while now, are you guys watching One Punch Man Series 2 or even at all? Jamala has stopped me on many times on my way back to the car to tell me, hey, CJ, have you started One Punch Man? You should probably watch One Punch Man. I think you would really enjoy it. You would really like One Punch Man. He's been advocating for it, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll add to this. Jamala, I just got done watching all of John Wick 1 and 2, as I said I would, so I will put One Punch Man on my watch list, and I will have it done for you soon. But I am not, but I will, because you really have been urging us to do it, so I will do that.
Jamala, my list is ever growing. It does not have room for One Punch Man
understatement
right now.
of the century. So One Punch Man doesn't have a spot on the shelf.
There's like 3 other animes I want to watch before I start One Punch Man. One Punch Man.
Josh, do you even know what this is? And you think it's anything you could possibly get into with your?
I mean, it sounds like it's a fighting man, and I like fighting men, but I don't.
It's an anime.
I don't so much. Yeah, with the anime.
Okay,
and it's not that I don't think it's cool. It's just not for me.
So Jamala, I will do it. I promise you, I will start watching One Punch Man. I gotcha. Ladora Browning on Instagram asked us, what product would you create and start a Kickstarter for? Ooh, you know what? I know exactly what I would do. I would do Cast This, the board game.
That's dumb. All right. I'm not kickstarting that.
Wow.
I kickstart board games.
That hurts. Fine. I really took the wind out of my sails there. What product, Brian, would you do? Let me hear your fantastic idea. Or Josh, or the cricket in the side of the room.
A hoverboard.
Like a legitimate hoverboard?
A hoverboard. I want a hoverboard. Don't you want a hoverboard?
I do want a hoverboard, but
Well, okay.
Wouldn't that
then
just...
I would start a Kickstarter for a hoverboard.
What's the budget for that?
Well, I haven't done the prospectus. I don't know what it would cost for a hoverboard. I haven't mastered that technology. The question was, what product would you create and start a Kickstarter for? Hoverboard.
Okay. Solid answer.
Want a decorative cover for my future Foldy mate. Like a skin.
Like skins for the Foldy
You know
mate.
what? I thought you were going to try to reanimate Stan Lee. So this is a good this is a better option. Yeah.
I would do the board game version of Cast This. I would figure out a way to make that into a board game and enjoy it.
I would be an early bird on that.
You guys supported the freaking Trogdor one. I don't see why.
Oh.
Yeah, still waiting for that, but yeah.
Holy shit, where's my fucking Trogdor game?
There it is. Another thing that we've purchased on the show.
They haven't shipped yet.
How do I not have my... I completely forgot.
I didn't mean to bring up bad blood there.
Jeez.
Hey, this name sounds familiar. Laura Burns asked, what is your favorite segment and why?
Mine's Cast This. I enjoy the debate.
For all the shit that happens during it, I love Nerd Degree. Just because I love the fact that we use the same unit of measure for every single...
What shit are you talking about, CJ?
Every single
What shit absolutely happens during Nerd Degree?
Come on. Nerd Degree is pretty wild.
Nerd Degree is a grab bag of stuff. It's like, this could be tech perspective, or we could just rant for a little bit about the craziest thing I found on the internet.
We are actually just throwing shit at a wall.
We're just trying at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Nerd Degree.
I have like 3 favorite segments.
You have to say one, though.
I'm
you just
thinking,
confine
Josh.
me to those same fucking rules.
That's fine, Josh. I won't say Cast This because you already said it. But if I were to say Cast This, it would be because I made it. My segment.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
But I do enjoy myself some Cape talk.
Yes, I
And
know you
any
do.
segment that involves me annoying the shit out of CJ.
So that's every segment, right? That's every
Yeah,
segment.
pretty much. It's great.
CJ,
It's
what's the
fantastic.
segue? No, we're not done. I'm not done this topic. Or CJ would like to bring up this topic. No, it's a stupid topic. Don't talk about that.
I'm usually right. You normally end up cutting it.
What has been your favorite thing that you've discussed on the podcast?
Foldy mate.
Anything that annoys CJ.
It hurts.
I think. Look, here's the thing. I think it's tough to pin one thing down, but Foldy mate
Holy mate is pretty fantastic.
is one of those things that has been coming back over and over and over almost 200 episodes.
Yeah.
So it is one of my favorite things when it resurfaces.
What Josh said.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Foldy Mate is the thing that I smile when it's about to be, when I see that Foldy Mate is somehow in the news, or it's definitely going to be a topic for the week, or just randomly coming up when we look at another product and rely it back to Foldy Mate, being like like that is a bar that no one can clear right now. And
I think
don't
it's great
know
because CJ brought it up as this is the stupidest thing in
This
the
is
world.
the dumbest
And
shit
I thought
I've
this
ever
was
seen.
so
And you
bad.
and I were like,
this is amazing.
it was
say more right now about Foldy mate.
Foldy mate.
It was 9 a.m. No, it really has been. It's one of those things where it's a bar that no one can clear yet, and we haven't found, and we found a lot of really cool stuff over the last 200 episodes, but nothing has cleared the bar of, is it cooler than Foldy Mate? No, it's not cooler than Foldy Mate.
Nothing has.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Ellen Paul, what are you guys really nerdy about that you don't or haven't discussed on the show? And if you say nothing, you haven't thought hard enough.
Sports. I don't really get into it. And anybody that knows me knows that like I am a statistician. I'm plugged into every sport I love. Like I've even gone into music a bit because it's awesome. But like this isn't the format for sports. And I am a giant sports nerd. I'm talking about I must watch several hundred baseball games a year, and I watch every football game that's on television. I watch football from when it starts to when it ends every single week, every day it's on, including Saturdays. That's college.
Right. For any of you uninitiated, I'm in the college.
That's right.
Brian, what about you? This is one that I feel we've crafted the show around a lot of our interests, and I feel like you have the biggest Venn diagram of stuff we talk about.
Oh
to
God,
the
Venn
show.
diagrams give me a migraine. Stop that.
So sorry.
We have not discussed my extreme love of banana hammocks.
Wait, the ones that keep your bananas ripe and off the countertop, or
Exactly.
the
So
top?
that way they ripen slower, so they
Right.
don't turn like brown
Mushy.
immediately.
if you just leave the wrapper,
I've
on
tried
the
that. That
stems
doesn't work.
instead of
do both.
Instead of ripping the bananas, use scissors to cut the stem.
Yes.
They will ripen at a more slow pace.
Yeah, and indeed. And CJ also reminded me of my extreme love for robes now that I'm growing every day that I don't get to talk about nearly as much. But to answer your question seriously, Ellen, yeah, this show is pretty much crafted around everything that I love, but so I don't I don't have much, but I will say I don't get to talk about board games and video games nearly as much as I would like to.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because these two guys are not their fandom, they're not really into it, and I can't get into the minutia details about why Spider-Man 2019 was one of the greatest games of all time. I don't give a shit what Red Dead Redemption did. So I don't get to talk about it in as much detail as I'd like to. But other than that, this show was, built by me, co-founded by me, for me, because I felt like talking about this shit.
Yeah, for me, it's mobile phones and mobile software and stuff like that. It's something that Josh and I are passionate about, but I just go to a different level that gets really out of hand really quick. It's also very boring for the stuff that I'm really obsessed in checking. Like there was a new iPhone update and a new WatchOS update.
That's because you and I go off on a tangent,
Right.
and nobody can listen to us fucking.
I'm
talk
in the
about it.
change log, going, what really? The new Pride
Oh
face.
yeah, I'm that guy. I'm looking at the update change logs, going, "Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Who does that?
Oh, did you see Unicode actually updated their new way to format this emoji? And it's interesting. Now they have more diverse colors. But also, like when WWDC and Google I/O show up, I love deep diving into those platforms and what they do. And we've tried it on this show before. We did.
It doesn't work.
It did not work at all.
Like, wait, you and I can text about Mobile World Conference for a half a day.
Oh my god, yeah, we can.
But nobody wants to hear that
wants
conversation.
To hear it. It's something that I think there is a market for. It is not this group of
Will
people.
the stenographer please read back that conversation from July 2018, please?
There is an episode, I don't know if it's still published, and this is in our 220 catalog, where we did talk about WWDC one year, and I think it was just Josh and I.
Terrible idea.
It was
a terrible idea.
Brian just sat there staring at us.
I looked at the download stats of that and went, oh, everyone said no. Everyone said no, thank you. So we haven't done it since. But if I could do that, I would love to. But it's not something that's on. Jim Cole. He says, we've heard less sober versions of you guys at various times. I'm looking at
less than sober.
Never.
So what is the true hard drink of the podcast and the recipe? Now, listen, I know my answer is going to be different than you two guys. But when I say it, you're going to remember a very fond time. But I want to hear what you guys have to say first.
I think you're going to say a canned Manhattan. But
don't assume what I'm going to say. Just say what yours is.
I'm assuming that's what you're going to say. Mine is bourbon.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
The recipe to which is just straight bourbon.
The recipe is bourbon. and then if you want a mixer, put a couple ice cubes. Because water counts.
Right.
All right. I was going to say for the podcast an old fashioned because we're old fashioned. And CJ drank a lot of old fashions for a week.
Jameson.
I was going to say for the podcast. For me?
Right.
I mean, what liquor we got? I mean, that's really what... Whatever you can put in front of me, I'll mix it with something.
We don't have an official drink.
No, we don't. Except...
I'm normally a Jameson and ginger man. That's what I normally do. I know everybody loved the canned wine episode. That was a weird time for me. We're gonna revisit that soon.
And Jim, I gave you the recipe for the bourbon thing with the lemon and the wine float on the top. So you could take that as an official recipe.
So Brian's right. At one point, we've all had old fashions on the show, and I did for a good solid month, and then I realized
no,
you
I
didn't?
had Manhattans.
You had Manhattans. Okay.
Fucking old fashions too.
However, I think seriously, when you look at what is the quote unquote official drink of
it's
that kind
seltzer.
Think about what the official hard drink of That Kind of Podcast is. I will refer you to the time that we went to Steel City Con and we shared a hotel together. And we did that episode in person in two separate hotel rooms because that's how weird we are. And
what did we drink that night?
It was Jameson.
Adjoining hotel rooms.
And it was Jameson and ginger ale at extreme amounts.
You're absolutely right.
Extreme amounts. And Jim, let me give you the recipe because we were very methodical with it. Fuck ton of Jameson. Itty bitty bit of the ginger ale.
It was
imperceptible amounts.
It was the three of us and Jeff Thomas.
Yes.
And we drank before we got to the hotel.
Yep. Drank
bottle at the hotel.
And then while recording.
We also went out to eat beforehand.
Yes.
And
we were
what I'm saying.
there.
We were drinking Jameson at the bar. We're doing shots of Jameson. Like a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, it was a Buffalo Wild Wings.
It was, yep.
And yeah.
That was a good time that I don't really remember.
Right. And then we get to the hotel and
we stopped at the liquor store. We had to go back to the liquor store to get
We did have to go back to the liquor store to get we got 2 bottles of Jameson. And we got ginger ale. We brought him back to the room because we're like, oh, we're going to fucking record.
Right.
And we're going to do it in 2 rooms with 4 mics and it's going to be great. Whatever. But let's get really drunk the whole night and then walk around a hot, steamy, humid, smelly room for 5 hours.
Yeah. So the official drink really of this podcast, which Brian continues to carry on the tradition, is Jameson ginger ale.
I do drink it pretty regularly.
No, you're right. I can't refuse.
That's the one. Austin Winchester had a couple questions for us. First off, any collective thoughts on the new Batman Hush movie?
Yes, I have thoughts.
Okay.
I have so many thoughts.
Can you make them digestible?
Comic book good. Movie looks good. I want to see. Is that digestible enough for you?
Yes.
Okay.
This is one of those things, again, DC animated, fantastic, never been phoning it in, doing a great job all around. After watching The Killing Joke and a couple other DC animated things, I'm excited to see more of that. So very excited to see Batman Hush.
This was a later storyline.
This was a storyline that happened
like 02, 03.
Yeah, early 2000s. It was a really solid. This is actually the storyline. I know you've watched Under the Red Hood.
Yep.
This was actually the storyline that first reintroduced Jason Todd back.
Okay, so like I can get,
and then
I
they
can
did
totally
Under the Red
get
Hood.
behind it. I just didn't read the books. So
You should if you want. I'll let you borrow. Well, no. DC Universe.
Probably on DC Universe.
Last time I checked, the Hush series was on DC Universe. It starts with Batman 608, but who knows? They might have refreshed it. I'm gonna check for you. I'm gonna check for you right now.
No, I'm just gonna buy the graphic novel.
I'm pulling it up on DC Universe right now too. I'm pretty sure it's on here. So you're looking for Batman issues
608
to 619.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Yep.
And I'm pretty sure I'm going through DC Universe right meow. They have like the entire back catalog of Batman. Holy shit.
Sweet.
They really do have, by the way, and we've talked about DC Universe a bunch of times, but it's been a while. One of the things that I'm most impressed with is their catalog of comics and the ability.
The reading them on the Apple TV is pretty awesome.
Read them on the Apple TV is amazing, but like we've talked about comic book services on the iPad a bunch of times.
Yep.
And the way that this is formatted is better than any other service I've ever used.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, bottom line, Austin, yes, all very excited.
We are excited.
All right, Austin had a fantastic second question, which I know is just right now filling Josh with glee.
Glee!
Josh, would you consider doing a That Kind of Nerd fantasy football league with the fans if we have enough football nerds?
Would I consider it? Say more right now. So here's the thing. But the problem is, Austin, I have a bunch of questions, right? And I've sat down. I've had a sit at a bar with Brian Roman, and we've discussed fantasy football at length. So my questions, I'm gonna have to ask back to you. Is this a redraft league where we have to draft the players every single year, or is it a dynasty league? And if that's the case, like. Yeah, I'd start another one. I'm already in fucking 20 some of them. So yeah, I mean, why not? Why wouldn't I do that? And yes, I would bring some fans in. But you need to understand, I'm going to fill it up with dudes like other dudes that play fantasy football. So like, yes, I will do it, but I don't think we have enough fans to get in. So I would fill it up with guys that I know. And so there might be a disadvantage, and you and I might have to connect and talk about strategy and rules and such. But like, I'm available. Like, let's talk about fantasy football.
Josh, if myself and two nerdy people all like stand on each other's shoulders and cover yourselves in a trench coat, will that be okay?
Yeah, we would.
One adult.
Melissa can play fantasy football. Right. Like she's not bad.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not playing. I'm trying to make it.
Well, like here. if you had a team and she ran it for you and I helped her out,
we've done that once.
Yes.
So like
Austin, the answer
is yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Answer is yes. And also, even if we don't have enough fans, you should probably reach out to Josh, and he'll probably do this with you regardless.
Do you want to do that this year? Because like I'll get that shit going. So, like it's draft time, guys.
We'll have his hands full with a baby soon, so we'll see. We'll see what kind of time that allows.
No. That's not how a baby works. You see, because you're awake. You're awake.
So you have more time to do that
from
stuff.
10 to 3.
All right.
That's fantasy football time.
There you go.
While the baby sits in front of you and doesn't sleep.
Right. All right. Friend of the show, Paul Castillo, says, what is each member's favorite thing about being part of a podcast?
Part of a podcast?
The podcast.
Or part of this podcast?
Part of this podcast. What's your favorite thing about being part of the podcast?
Getting to see your beautiful faces every week. No matter how shitty a week I had, So nice to get together with my boys virtually.
Yeah,
And not a weird way
That
at all.
doesn't sound like a weird thing at all. Nope.
No way.
Doesn't sound like I'm going to get a restraining order at the end of the day anyway.
Not only is this my outlet for being ridiculous and being over the top, because you can't actually do that in real life. But like, I've spent the last 7 years with you guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, that's a big deal. That's a brotherhood.
Yeah. And the last 4 years for this have been full of ups and downs and crazy things, and it's been a ride. I'll say this: my favorite thing about being on the part of the podcast for me is all the stuff that sometimes I hate doing, but things that I at the end of the day are stuff that I'm passionate about, and it's doing all the legwork and doing the editing and finding creative ways to change the conversation when things get off the rails and get it back on track. And
We never go off the rails, CJ. We're always on topic
and
all the time.
making everybody except for myself sound smarter than I really am. No, my honestly, my favorite part about this is putting this out into the world and seeing a few people, even a small dedicated number, respond to it and say, "This is cool. I will listen to this." And seeing, wow, over 100 people listen to the episode all the way through. That's crazy. The fact that they would listen to our conversation. It's all of that stuff, all the back end stuff that I like the most.
I think we all can say, Paul, that we love the fans, obviously,
but especially you, Paul.
Being able to stay connected with friends and acquaintances, and then getting to meet all these new people that discovered us out of nowhere.
Yeah, like Austin,
just
out of nowhere. TD,
Austin Winchester.
That has been, and yeah,
brother to the Winchester brothers.
Here's the problem: like, we can't announce all the new people we've met.
Who is that? John Hahn. Who's our space pirate?
John Hahn.
John Hahn is the space pirate. Obviously, we can't announce everybody, but like getting to meet all these new people and interact with them. Like I didn't know Nate from Adam, but like we talked about TVs for.
Right.
What, like an hour?
Yeah.
Last week, right? So it's stuff like that where I get to still really interact with people on a weekly basis. And then also you all put up with our insanity, which is fantastic.
Which when edited does not sound nearly as insane.
Yes. Sounds pretty damn polished. What feature or segment do you wish you could do more of, or one that you haven't done that you'd like to do? I think Cast This would lend itself to, I think the fan experience would be better if we did more of it. It's just kind of hard to get motivated to do that for those two guys.
It's not even the motivation. It's hard to come up with a movie.
It is very difficult.
If we had more suggestions on the movies to do, I would love to do that every week.
It's not even about suggestions, because there's all kinds of suggestions. The real problem is that the three of us are pricks, and we're like, no, that movie is iconic.
Don't touch that movie.
Well, it's not even that. I usually try to make it. Whenever we do it, I try to make it topical. I try to make it about.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
You do.
What something we just talked about, or something that's happening in the landscape. And it's really, really hard to do that and do it every week.
I'll be honest too. It would be nice if we did it more often. I would release it as its own episode in the middle of the week, so that way it's not just a big dump on Monday with a 2-hour episode.
Honestly, if we got a bunch of suggestions, like listen, I'm not, for all of you who haven't been listening from the beginning when we started this, Nerd Degree started at a bar. I'm sorry, not Nerd Degree. Cast This started at a bar.
Yes, it did.
With you and me.
Yep.
With Brian and I recasting a movie while drinking heavily.
That was so
much fun. And then we should do it again. So if you suggest stuff,
we
should
bring our significant others so they can stare at us and go, what the hell are they doing?
Well, that's the problem, is the two of them would fuck off and go drink wine.
Well, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna fucking recast True Lies. Why? Because I can, honey.
CJ would be like, embargo, you can't have this conversation here.
You're not allowed to have this here. Is there a microphone in front of you? Fuck off. You can't you talk about guesses. Let me say one thing.
CJ.
What is each member's least favorite thing about being a part of this podcast? The embargo that we put on ourselves for certain topics sometimes.
We put on ourselves? Fuck
I didn't embargo.
I don't put shit on myself.
I did not embargo the Patterson Pattinson.
Yeah, Josh did
topic.
that. I have yet to embargo anything.
No, and I've been doing it, Brian. Because it's necessary, and like what I'm fucking worried about
Can't
is
stifle
you two
greatness,
assholes
Josh.
talking about it
Nope.
at work.
I asked Brian. I embargo things at work.
I'm just saying, like I'm over here
No.
on an island going no.
I want it to be very clear. CJ doesn't need to embargo anything at work. CJ says, "Oh, do you have a moment, please, sir?
Hey,
do you
please.
have a moment to speak about the podcast?" And I go, "I'm not talking about the podcast between 9 and 5:30," and I walk away. CJ,
Like
has
today,
that happened?
Like today, yes, today, several times that happened. And then one time I was like, hey, real quick, look at this. And I just put a short video that I made that I was going to put on Instagram. Like, is that fine? He's like, we're at work. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I made a video and I just need you to say yes to this if you could.
Oh shit, that's hilarious.
That's the least favorite thing about being the podcast. So I'm just going to read that up. If you three were to have a nerdy, if you were to have a nerdy world celebrity guest, living or dead, who would it be? All three of you need to answer.
Steve Jobs, shut up.
That's easy. That's easy. Stanley.
Kevin Smith.
Okay.
There we go. That was pretty easy. Ta-da.
Pretty easy panel.
All right.
I'd get all three of them right in a table.
Are we going to make that a panel? Steve Jobs?
Yeah.
Steve Jobs, Kevin Smith.
Be a really
and
fucking
Stan Lee.
interesting table interview.
Steve Jobs would just look around and go, I'm fine with this guy. That guy made a fucking walrus movie.
It'd be Kevin Smith staring like
Right.
mouth agape at Stan Lee,
Right.
while Steve Jobs monopolized the entire conversation.
He'd be like,
so it'd be pretty straightforward.
What did that guy do at the end? Well, he almost had a heart attack and he lived. That's fine. But he made a movie about a podcast. The man turned into a walrus, but okay. Melissa says, what is each member's number one music, movie, or show recommendation? Like, I don't mean your favorite, but hypothetically, if having cable or a streaming service, what should I be consuming? Very similar to Jamala's question, but Josh, you are being required to ask the music part of this. Per Melissa's conversation.
So right now it's a lot of, you know what? I'm gonna say anything by Manchester Orchestra is my music recommendation. I don't think you can go wrong with anything by Manchester Orchestra. And I'm not pandering to Melissa. I know she loves it. I'm just, I can't get enough. Right. That's it. And then also the Letterkenny soundtrack is fucking phenomenal from like an indie music standpoint. Movie, hold on, because I have to go into my list. One moment. Oh, The Dirt, the Motley Crue movie. If you haven't watched that movie,
Well, I mean, she has.
You have to watch that movie.
Brian, you can pick one or two. Brian, what's your answer for this?
I'm not going to answer the music one. I'm not going to pretend I know anything about music.
Because I send you all the
Josh
music.
sends me all of the music. I will say my go-to recommendation for a TV show all the time is Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
I know Melissa has seen Chuck, so I'm going to recommend.
Love Chuck.
I know, it's a great show. I will recommend that she try out Lucifer, because I think she might like it, on Netflix. Movie-wise, I've seen so many movies. I just rewatched Fighting with My Family, and it's so
such a good movie.
It was a good movie.
It's so
Great
good,
movie.
and it's really recent, and I'm going to recommend it. So, yeah.
I'm going to recommend a show just because everyone else has done some great recommendations. I would say go on to Netflix and Evil Genius on Netflix. It's around the pizza delivery bank robbery in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's 4 parts, about an hour each. Really just interesting story, interesting people, and I definitely think
it's a documentary.
It's a documentary, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, I almost threw up in my mouth.
Oh, but you should watch The Toys That Made Us, because that's technically a
Toys That Made Us,
a
also very good.
fantastic show. Josh, watch The Toys That Made Us.
I did. I watched it.
Okay.
It was boring.
You're boring.
Documentary.
Steven asked, what TV shows would you have rather seen as a movie, and what movie would you have rather seen as a TV show?
Oh my God.
What jacuzzis would you rather seen as a hot tub, and what hot tub would you rather seen as jacuzzis?
Movie that I would rather see as a series.
Are we talking recent?
No, I'm assuming it's just open time.
Okay, I think No, I think we nailed it on the head when we said League of Extraordinary Gentlemen should have been a TV series.
I think that's a good one. Yeah, I agree.
So I think movie that should have been a TV series, League.
I'm sticking with that. I hate to cop out to
no. It's a fair.
The fair
do I
answer,
hate
Josh.
to
You're
cop
allowed
out
to
to
agree
that?
with me. TV series that should have been a movie. That's harder.
What's something that was dragged out as a series that really could have just been one movie?
Not Entourage. That's clear.
You know what? This is gonna be upsetting to Brian. I know that. All right, I know that is gonna be upsetting to him. I think Selfie should have been a movie and not a TV series.
Oh,
no, that was
Selfie would
so
have been a
good.
great movie.
But it was such a good TV show.
Selfie was a great series, but I would have rather seen 3 movies. than
Just
one,
I don't
2 or
agree
3
with
seasons.
Just
I know.
just 2 hours of Selfie would have been fantastic. And you know what? I think Harold and Kumar could have been a great series.
Ah, there you go.
I really
We've
think it
done
could
it.
have been an amazing series.
We've done it. All right. Luke asks, if you could make every movie in a director's filmography take place in the same universe, who would you choose and how would the films connect? So think Tarantino style.
Such a freaking. That's such
I would choose
loaded
Tarantino.
gun.
I mean, I would
Tarantino's
always
already
choose
connected.
Tarantino.
Tarantino's already connected.
I would think
Well, I thought I didn't think that was. Oh, he's saying in a direct. Are they connected?
they are.
though?
Yes, they are connected.
And Christopher Nolan is too, quote unquote.
Technically, yeah.
I would go with Edgar Wright. It'd take a lot of work to make that happen, especially with Simon Pegg being in a lot of different movies. But maybe that's the
Edgar
linchpin.
Wright is at least 3 of his movies are connected.
That's what I'm saying. It's halfway there, but I'm also like tie Baby Driver in and tie some of the other films back in there.
It's either got to be Scorsese or the Coen brothers. Like I'm not sure how else to answer that question.
Yeah, Scorsese would be fun. Shutter Island on a lot of that stuff. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it works. Brian, I know this is tough for you. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not answering
You're
this
not
question.
answering. Sorry, Luke. Not gonna happen. Kat asked, "What are the TV shows that you religiously watched during your childhood?"
Ryan's like Kevin Feige.
Yeah, Feige. There you go.
Kat
He's
says,
the producer,
"Are there
not
any
a director.
TV shows that you religiously watched during your childhood that after you rewatch them as an adult, you're like, why the hell did I like this?" Listen, I know why I liked it, but now I'm looking back and I'm going, oh wow, I'm kind of embarrassed that I liked it. But Power Rangers is that show. I watched that. I was like, I remember being so into that damn show when I was a little kid, and then watching it again, going, oh, this is awful.
It is 100% Full House for me. I was
God, Full House was
in
terrible.
love with Candace Cameron.
Ugh.
I think it's a lot of it's the same thing for me, Josh. I think it's a lot of those TGIF shows like that and Family Matters and Boy Meets World. You watch now and you're like,
listen, if I swear to God, if you badmouth Topanga one time,
I'm not bad mouthing Topanga.
We're gonna have a
words.
fight.
The show as a whole.
Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
No, the show was shit.
I like the
show
show.
is.
I just rewatched it actually. I it still holds up
show
to
was
me.
shit.
Nah, I disagree.
It was shit.
Home Improvement. Those shows.
That's
those
yeah.
like old sitcoms
Step
that
by
were on
Step.
like late night ABC.
Oh,
Step by Step.
Suzanne
Oh,
Summers.
Step by
Give me
Step.
all the Suzanne Summers all the time.
All right, this one, this hit really close to home for me, and I was upset, and I'm very curious to hear your answer to this. Frank said, "What is a movie that you love, and you couldn't wait to show your significant other, only to be heartbroken by them absolutely hating it, or just
Kill
not
Bill.
liking it?"
Kill Bill.
Oh, really?
Kill Bill. Too brutal. Too brutal for Laura. She can't do it.
Wow.
And like I fucking love everything Tarantino so much.
Yeah.
And she watches Terrence. She's like, I can't. I can't.
I haven't reached that point yet. My relationship is fairly young.
No, the glass has not been shattered.
Well,
for
we're
you.
still at the stage where like I'll show her something and I have yet to have her hate something I've shown her. She may not like it,
That's what I'm saying.
but she's
yeah, maybe
she always
maybe
gets
maybe
why I
hate is
like
too
it.
Oh
strong.
no. She fucking hates. Laura hates Kill Bill. She hates the soundtrack, which I fucking love. Not just that. For me, it's like the Lonely Shepherd. You know what
yeah.
I mean? It's like that. It's but she'll watch Reservoir Dogs, but like not really. She'll be on her phone, like, and as soon as they get into the warehouse and it gets brutal, she's done. But like, she just can't. I can't get her into Tarantino anything. I'm including Pulp Fiction in this. She just nope, not happening. It's too brutal.
This one hurt me really badly. I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I quote it a lot. I think it's a great movie. John Hughes just doing good work, and is just a nope. Never got into it. Never interested. Doesn't care. Doesn't want to see it. Doesn't want to go forward. Jenny is not about Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and that hurts.
Does she not like fun?
There's other things that she loves is very fun, but just can't get into Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
All right, fair enough.
Chris asked if you could pick one movie to have a run in theaters, what would it be? And I'm assuming that's a movie that we've had and maybe it's back in theaters again. Hey, let's just say Avatar and piss off Brian.
Woo! No, not Avatar.
No, never Avatar. That's a good question. What would I like to see? Something that would, I like to see Shawshank Redemption on a big screen. I've never seen it on a big screen. I think that would be really fun because that movie got buried when it was out in theaters. I like to see that movie in the big screen.
Brian, I'm very interested in your answer.
There's so many.
There are so many.
And like, you know what? Every once in a while, and this is why this question is so hard. I think of something, and then like every once in a while, Fandango Events will re-release it in theaters, and like, not Fandango,
Fathom Events.
Fathom
That's
Events. Right. Like not too long ago, they had the original 1977 Superman. Or 1976 Superman.
76, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I should go see that because I would love to see Superman in the theaters. And I just never got around to it because it's always so select theaters. Same thing with Raiders of the Lost Ark. The original Star Wars, not the special edition bullshit. The original cut of Star Wars. What else? But you know what?
I'd like to see Jaws again too. I've never seen Jaws on the big screen.
Well, Brian's given us 8 answers. Let's hear the final.
I'm getting there. You know, like I would love to rewatch the original Michael Keaton Batman on the big screen.
You know what's funny is that my 12th birthday, 13th birthday, cliffhanger, Jurassic Park, Michael Keaton's Batman at the drive-in.
Oh, you lucky son of a bitch!
In the back of a pickup truck with my buddies.
You were 13, so there was probably some ladies there too.
Oh, we were scamming on chicks at the snack bar the whole time. Yeah. But like, if I had to pick, so Brian got to answer a bunch. I'm going to give you 3 movies, and these 3 movies you have never seen on the big screen, I promise you, and I want to watch them at a drive-in in the back of a fucking truck. I want to watch Pray for Death, which is a ninja movie, Iron Eagle.
Oh, wow. Iron Eagle.
And The Last Dragon. I want to watch Pray for Death, Iron Eagle, and The Last Dragon. They are my guilty pleasure movies. I love them so much. And even the soundtrack to Iron Eagle and The Last Dragon, both soundtracks were solid. Pray for Death was, a fucking ninja movie. So, no soundtrack. But everyone should watch all 3 of those, and they should be released in a small theater where we can all watch them for 6 hours and have booze.
Solid.
Huzzah!
Ian says, what do you hate more? A trailer that gives away too much of a movie or a trailer that completely mismarkets a movie?
Mismarkets. Fuck off.
Hands down.
A poorly made trailer is nary a trailer at all.
Yeah, I agree with this one because there have been commenters like, that was not the movie I thought I would see.
Captain Marvel, for example.
What was the one with Robin Williams where he was going to be like the president or something? What was that called?
Man of the Year.
Man of the Year. Presented as a comedy, not a fucking comedy. Really?
I'll do you one better. Not that I was like hyped to see this movie, but the trailers for Kangaroo Jack really highlight the talking CGI kangaroo.
Right? Yes.
And it advertises it as this like kids movie.
Right.
Do you know how long that talking kangaroo was in that movie for?
15 minutes.
Not even. It is a dream
sequence. Was he murdered?
No, it's a dream sequence.
Oh.
In 6 minutes of the movie. And their entire marketing campaign revolved around it. That shit is infuriating.
Yeah,
and it's not like that. That's the most.
That's a solid example.
Yeah, it's the most prevalent example I can think of. But that shit happens all the time.
That is a great example.
Yeah, good job.
I know. Thanks.
And Kel asked, "Who?"
I know things.
And this is our last question. Who is your most underrated or underappreciated actor or actress?
Zachary Levi.
Oh wow,
Hands
really?
down. Hands down.
I went with.
I don't think he has the career.
I'm
he
going to say
deserves.
this name, and you're not going to know this name. You're going to go to IMDb, and then you're like, "Oh, that guy, Frank Whaley."
What?
His name is Frank Whaley. If you put him up in IMDb, you're going to be like, "Oh yeah," because he's been in Pulp Fiction, The Doors,
Whaley.
Whaley. Frank Whaley. He was in Sneaky Pete. He
was in Sneaky.
Yeah,
Pete.
he's been in Psych.
Oh, that guy.
He's been in a lot of things. He's really, really, really good. He usually plays the
Broken Arrow. He's great in Broken Arrow.
He usually plays the guy who maybe has like a psychotic thing where maybe he's got multiple personalities or something like that, or he plays really interesting characters. He does a great job with them. Yes, I would go with Frank Whaley. I think he's fantastic, and I think he's highly underrated, and I think the guy deserves his recognition. My answer used to be Sam Rockwell, but then he won an Oscar. Sam Rockwell was very underrated for a very long time.
I have an answer. I just need a second.
Okay.
Anyway, I just don't think Zachary Levi has the career he deserves.
I don't disagree with you, but he's been tremendously successful.
Yeah, he's been.
buddy.
Define tremendously successful before Shazam.
5 seasons of Chuck and
he had barely 5 seasons of Chuck because they were constantly trying to axe that show. He had minor part in Thor. He didn't do anything else until Shazam.
Yep.
Right, so you feel some kind of way about that.
I think he's great.
There's no swaying him on this one at all.
What do you mean?
Mine, and it's probably a dark horse pick, but he's been in 106 different roles. Is John Amos? You've seen him in The West Wing as the Joint Chief, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. You've seen him in Coming to America and a million other things.
Yes.
John Amos is a completely underrated actor. He's so good.
He's done a lot of work.
He's done a ton of work. I mean, he's done.
I think he goes back down to like the 70s, right? Is when he kind of started.
But he's done the entire circuit of like sitcoms and cop shows.
Yeah.
And his work as Commander Fitzwallace on The West
will
Wing
bring you to tears.
Will bring you to tears
several times, and he's still working too.
And he is still working. But I mean, he's been on a bunch of different series for a bunch of time.
Yeah.
And you're right, CJ. He goes back to the Bill Cosby show in 1970.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Bruce Campbell.
Oh, yes. Bruce Campbell.
All right.
Yes.
But he is like a cult.
Yeah, but he's got a cult following. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These other people.
Cult
that's the
followings
thing.
don't count.
I disagree.
I think they do.
That's why I'm bumping on your Zachary Levi thing, because the people who know Zachary Levi, like, always
Super
talk
loyal.
about Zachary Levi.
Super loyal.
Frank Whaley, no one's fucking talking about him, and no one's talking about Fitzwallace.
And he's been solid. Frank Whaley's been solid,
right.
and John Amos has been amazing for like almost 50 years.
Whatever. You're not.
I told you we're never going to sway him on this one, and that's what this show comes down to.
Those are mine too.
We present some facts and feelings. Some facts.
There's no facts. There's no facts. This is an opinion. This is a fucking opinion. It is the exact opposite of a fact.
Ends with an argument. This is our life. This is what we do for 200 episodes. I want to say thank you so much to all the fans who sent in these suggestions. They were fantastic, and I hope that we got to answer them to your satisfaction. But before we say goodbye, Josh, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, so we're gonna test out a new theme song. We want to thank Mike Thornton for the last 100 episodes of an amazing theme song. It actually, first time I heard it, choked me up because it was so good. And we're still, with your permission, gonna keep your "Welcome to the Club" because you're that kind of nerd tagline at the end of the show. But we're gonna put a new theme song at the top of the show, starting episode 201. And we're gonna probably run that for 100 episodes. and we hope you stay with us, and we thank you so much for being here for the last 200. And again, I cannot thank Mike Thornton enough for that amazing theme song that we've been using for 100 episodes.
So we're gonna end this episode with it playing in its entirety right before the stinger. Thank you so much for making us your
stay tuned for the stinger. It's probably going to be solid.
Thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work, and we will see you next week for episode 201. Crazy.
If you love comics and sci-fi and technology, television, video games, and fantasy, well, take a listen to our show, I'm sure you'll see there's many points where we can agree. Like that Martha as a plot point was just too absurd, and Apple versus Android is a case to be heard, and that Josh Trank's new Fantastic Four was a turd. Well, welcome to the club, cause you are that kind of nerd.
We're going to come up with something witty and clever and amazing that should be the title of the episode, but CJ's going to name this our 200th episode.
No. This has a special picture. This gets a commemorative
plaque?
A plaque? Like
episode
like
100
engraved?
had it, episode 150 had it, and 200 will have it. Every like big milestone like that, they get it. So no, this will have a normal, awesome title that hopefully.
But a commemorative plaque comes with
if
it.
something comes up, please remind me of it.
I don't believe you, sir.
Because then I edit and I'm like, fuck, we said like
Ron Burgundy gif.
we were gonna say pancakes on the goat was the name of the episode. Was that it? Was it pancakes?
Pancakes on the goat.
Oh, it was the goat of pancakes. God, I don't know why I flipped that. Like,
Is that still Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods?
I mean, if we're going to talk about the goat of pancakes, it's Aunt Jemima all the way.
Oh, yes.
For pancakes.
Now,
syrup is Mrs. Buttersworth.
Why was she the goat of pancakes? She didn't eat the pancakes.
But she made the pancakes.
She dressed them.
just so you know, most people think that they're having maple syrup, and they're not. They're having corn syrup. Enjoy.
No. I know I know immediately when maple syrup touches anything because, first
Correct.
of all, it pours out like water. It
yes,
shouldn't
it does.
be that
it's
thin.
extremely runny. Yes.
And then I taste maple and I go, nope, fuck no. I wouldn't even eat the maple brown sugar. What was that oatmeal brand?
Yeah, Quaker.
Quaker. Yeah,
Quaker.
I wouldn't even eat
Quaker
those.
Oats.
Those packets got thrown directly the fuck out.
Wow. So what you're telling me, Josh, is that if I go through your trash, I now have oatmeal.
That's right. Yes,
I could get a chair.
Not only a
and
computer chair,
A
but
chair
also oatmeal.
and oatmeal.
Trash
That-
oatmeal.
You'd have
Very
both
important.
of those
And I
things.
mean, if you're lucky, maybe he threw $40 away just to make something go away. Who knows?
It's very true.
I left a credit card at a restaurant for a week. Okay.
Holy shit.
Because I was too busy to get back there. I go I'm monitoring transactions, but like I go back today and the lady's like, this is the heaviest card I've ever held. And I'm like, well, I'm very important.
I keep learning.
I'm
So
sure you
many
wrote
new
the number
things.
down.
Right.
So many new things about Josh.
Enjoy.
Josh can go a week without his credit card and not give a fuck.
Well, that's one credit
Also,
card.
Josh can just leave a return item on the floor and say, fuck it.
Enjoy the next 3 months of you monitoring all your transactions.
Every day I got to look at my transactions.
I didn't buy a soda. Oh, fuck. You know what that means, right? He's going to Best Buy next.
She's like, it was safe. It was in this register the whole time. I'm like, you don't take that till out at the end of the night? That nobody else has access to that? She's like, oh, that's a good point. I'm like, oh, I know.
We watch it. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to
You
Back
say
to
all
Nerds.
right like you want to start the show.
I do.
But, I mean, we're still talking here. I don't understand what you have an issue with. The show will start organically when I want it to start organically. You want to hear something awkward? Here's something awkward. Hello, that kind of nerd fans. Do you like being pressed between a piece of glass and held on the wall for all your family to see? Then you're going to love being a picture. Yes, being a picture. For when you feel like being admired by your loved ones.
What?
What?
You're like the kid that's like, I don't want to say anything, but your parents take you to a Christmas party and they're like, when we get in there and Uncle Jimmy comes up, you have to say hi. I know you don't like him and he smells weird, but you still have to say
Yes.
hi.
Yes.
And you, like, they bring you in the house and the minute he comes up, you're like, hi. And that's all you say
That's
for
all
the
you say.
entire evening.
Yeah, just wait till my wedding, bro. That's what's going to happen.
You're in the receiving line, and he's just like, who's got Purell?
It's like, hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
I was also that kid who, when taking attendance in class, would be the one who was like, present, instead of here,
Dick.
after awkward silence. Anywho, what are we doing? Oh, yeah, 200. Hey, 200 episodes. I wanted to get another pack of canned wine tonight, and I'm not gonna lie, I got caught up in chores. Otherwise, be a whole different Brian.
You got caught up in sharts? What was that?
I don't
Chores.
ask. Just let him go.
All right.
Chores.
Chores. He was
Chores.
choring. He was
He
choring.
already, yeah, the guy.
Chores.
Chores. You know,
You know,
I thought he said sharts.
the way
I heard
you do
weird
when
things.
you're an adult.
I just heard
That I
slurring.
claim to be sometimes. Hold, please.
Hold on. We'll get more wine. I'm looking at the cast list. I'm like, who even gives a fuck? I'm casting Robbie Malek for the Sean Connery role. All right, moving on to the next story, because now we're done with that.
That was an awesome segue.
Fuck it.
Episode 200,
all right,
where
so
CJ fucks the
We're
segues.
just like, fuck segues. Who needs them?
What is your kind of Disney?
Moana.
Oh, I do love Moana.
Oh, how can you not love
It's a
Moana?
great movie. Fucking love Moana. The chicken? Hey, hey.
Voiced by
Doing
Alan
shit.
Tudyk, right?
Voiced by Alan Tudyk. Yeah, he went to Juilliard to do that. shit.
for me, it was about the grandmother, and that was it.
Oh. Well, she was in like 5 minutes. And then
Doesn't matter.
At the end.
She came back.
I'm just saying.
She gave Moana the confidence to
Listen,
go
I'm going to
do
judge what you love about Moana, because that's what this podcast is all about. Happy 200, okay?
She was the most pivotal character in the story, not named Moana, because if it weren't for her,
I
then
have a
Moana
feeling
never would have gone.
The most pivotal character in that movie is the ocean. Let's be real.
Give me, if you like, I want a love story, it's going to be Lady and the Tramp for me.
But those are dogs. This is a human.
They were personified by their voices.
But this is a human falling in love with essentially a dog.
Listen, wait, what?
Are you not accepting of bestiality,
Oh,
Josh?
okay, we're back to Beauty and the Beast. I thought we were to Maleficent. I guess not.
No.
Are we
no.
still talking about Maleficent? What's happening?
That's actually where I draw the line, I think, is bestiality.
Bestiality is a pretty
really?
good line to draw.
All right, okay.
And
okay.
there's your title.
I mean, there's plenty of
that doesn't last
title
on.
fodder in here.
That doesn't last on the iTunes. That gets pulled pretty
Plenty.
quickly.
No, yeah, that's going to be our most upvoted title.
All right. Something I am excited
Quick,
for. Now that we're
CJ, change the topic before I talk about bestiality more.
done- Leave me doing that. Hi, Laura Burns, spouse of Josh Burns.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Laura.
Happy 200th episode.
Hey,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Laura.
That's very exciting. You know, you guys got me into listening to podcasts.
Oh,
Oh, well,
good.
there you go.
I love it. You guys are my Monday morning podcasts. That's why I get so mad when the show's not up.
Wow. All right. Just gonna
You're
throw me
like
under the bus on the anniversary. Really appreciate it.
Monday morning, Monday afternoon. Because my drive to work isn't that long.
Right.
And then I started listening to Slow Burn,
Oh,
which
I've heard about that.
Yeah, it was about the Nixon impeachment and the
Yes.
Bill Clinton impeachment. I listened to the Theranos one
Mhm.
because I was obsessed with her voice.
It was all fake. It was her voice.
The first time I listened to it, I said to Josh, nobody talks like this.
no one talks like that. Nope.
What is the matter with her
She
voice?
obviously talks like that. I've
No,
seen
it's
interviews.
It's,
It's
fake.
fake.
It's all fake.
I know.
It's disconcerting.
I saw the HBO documentary too, Laura.
Well, the HBO documentary was based, a lot of it was in the podcast. Like word for word.
I'm also I love the Josh giggling in the background. That's my favorite part of this thing so far. Is just the
I
giggle of
know.
Josh. Go ahead.
He's not happy I hijacked.
But the point of this is that we inspired
You and
Yes.
I got to that first. I don't need you
She did
correcting
say
me.
that
She did
first.
say that first, Josh. She can't hear us, but
every other brand that's out there.
Well,
Belie-
you don't record every day.
Just watch, Laura.
I'm very glad that we got you into podcasting. I'm excited to hear that. It makes me happy because I think that this medium is pretty awesome, and I'm glad that we could kind of be the gateway to it.
It was complimentary, Josh.
Josh is in the corner of the room watching Laura disdainfully because she is sitting in his chair with the microphone and everything, and he's giving her side eye about other podcasts.
And I love how CJ wants to sit there and say that podcast is a really cool medium, but it's really just AM radio.
I was thinking that today because
It's a
I'm
little bit, yeah.
listening to Blackout, which is my first fictional podcast, and I'm like, this is like back in the days of radio.
Radio serials, yeah.
Right.
The thing is, though, I can pause them and listen to them at 2x.
I like being old timey.
He's getting a little irritated that it's not about him.
Let me ask you a question about your podcast consumption style. Do you listen at the normal speed, or do you speed up podcasts a little bit?
Don't be a savage, Laura. You
No,
don't speed it up.
sometimes it accidentally goes to 1.5, and I'm like, I don't like this. It's too fast. CJ, you and Brian talk fast enough anyway. If I put you to 1.5 or 2.
Oh, dude,
I live my life at 1.5 speed.
I'm at like 1.8. I'm at that speed now. I've been listening for so
especially
many
if
years.
Brian was upset about something,
Yes.
I don't know if I could handle that decibel level at a speed higher than 1.
Oh, Laura, just wait until this episode drops on Monday.
You're gonna
Oh,
hear
was
some
CJ
stuff.
cutting you off again?
No, I've been drinking.
Oh, but that's not. Is it wine from a can?
No, it's not wine from a can.
No,
unfortunately.
so we started off the night with a shot of vodka,
Oh,
and then I
okay.
had a glass of
So much
wine,
worse.
and now I'm on a glass of Jameson.
You guys should drink like the same amount of drinks during the podcast one time.
We're gonna
you guys
talk about
would be
that.
dead.
Yes, we would be dead.
But Josh would be pretty amusing.
would be very dead.
I can't keep up with him. I did it once. It was not a good idea.
I was keeping up with him on last week or 2 weeks ago. Forget how long ago that was.
That's kind of the problem. You
So
forgot how
was
long ago it
I.
was.
And
No, you were a solid drink or two behind us. You and my wonderful fiance.
but your fiance is very lovely.
I know. Thank you.
She's a fantastic storyteller, and I love that she tells you are not a good storyteller.
He is not a
Well,
good
I'm
storyteller.
not a good storyteller.
Brian is an awful storyteller.
I'm a terrible storyteller. That's why I
He's
don't
like
tell
my
stories.
wife. My wife is a terrible storyteller.
I talk about other people's stories. That's it. That's what I'm good at.
Well, thank you for all the help that you've given us and all the support over the 200 episodes. Again, I'm glad that we could be your Monday drive to work. That makes me very happy to hear. Which also means, yes, I will be again more consistent on putting the episodes up as soon as I can.
Laura, I have a question.
Ooh,
Yes.
please.
Are we ever your walk around the neighborhood?
There's been a bear in my neighborhood, so I am not walking around my neighborhood. No joke.
So it
Bear
could be the
sighting.
bears walk around the neighborhood.
Ooh, that
Okay.
would be
Ooh.
pretty
Remember that.
nice.
A big one.
If
It
we
was a
reach the bear
big
market,
black bear.
We could get the bear market.
if we reach the bear market, that means we made it.
That's right.
There was a bear, and then the next day we're sitting in the living room, and we're like, "What's that smell? Oh, skunk."
Ugh.
So there are skunks and bears in the neighborhood. I don't walk around it often, but you're my drive to work.
That sounds good to me.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
All right, guys, congratulations.
Bye. Thanks, Laura.
I'll let
Thanks,
my
Laura.
husband get back to talking about ridiculousness.
Stand-up comedians are really the best presenters.
Oh, yes,
you
they are.
You have to deliver these points that you need them to take away.
Right.
But it doesn't mean you have to be fucking boring.
You hear that, everyone at the fruit company in California? Does everyone in the fruit company in California hear that? For the love of God, have John Mulaney consult for the keynote. Have John Mulaney do the keynote.
Oh, the fruit company. I didn't fucking get it until like 10 seconds ago.